Alright, there we go. Alrighty then. Definitely a little bit later than I wanted. I will try to do, hopefully, an earlier stream for the next stream, since I don't want to be spending, like, 10 streams in this event. But hey, new event, though. We also got, like, a new costume gacha. I'm not feeling this one. It's cute. It's cute, but I'm not feeling it. I think I prefer costume gachas where, like, everybody is somewhat different. Everyone's kind of wearing the same thing here. Various different colors. It's cute, though. It's cute, but I'll gacha for it a little bit, like the obligatory gacha, but I'm not gonna simp hard for this one. It's weird because I don't even think we're even supposed to be on this one, actually. I think we're supposed to be, like, on the dating one, but then, like, we got that one. We're on, like, this Chinese dress one for some reason. I only say that because, like, for the battle pass thingy, we're on the, they're on, like, the dating costume for the battle pass thingy, but the gacha costume is the Chinese dress one, so it's probably just because, like, since the battle pass thing is new, that, like, we're getting this, like, in the order that they came out. It just doesn't line up with our gacha. But, like, our gachas don't line up usually anyway, though, just because, like, we're not the OG server. I see a bunch of Year the Rabbit shit here, though. Oh, you could you'd be able to double up on these girls with the heart mask? Alright then. True Core, once again, is kind of worthless for me, because, like, I basically have everybody. But, like, I can't bring myself to, like, waste the True Core on the stupid icon, though. I could never waste it on an icon, so I will usually just spend the True Core, like, just on a shotgun babe, just for, like, the dummy link, I guess. Because, like, there's not really any dupes I need. If there's any girl that I wanted to dupe, I usually tend to get the dupe anyway, just by like, normal factory stuff. So yeah. I remember it took me a while to get Kaliko back then. Oh, look at that. You're cute in your little Chinese outfit. It's too bad that, like, it's ruined because, like, in all the events, you're the money grubbing character, and those are characters I usually tend to hate. Although, like, I can appreciate the honesty with Stechkin, though, because, like, in her Digimon story, nothing really changes. It's not like some of the other girls where, like, they're like, oh, like, I realize, like, what I'm fighting for and shit. Like, some of the girls have, like, very, like, shonen-esque, like, Digimon stories. Stechkin's are like, yeah, I like money. So what? I like money. What you gonna do about it? And it's like, oh, okay then. You know what? Like, I may not like the character archetype, but, like, I do, again, I respect the play, though. You do you, Stechkin. You do you. I honestly prefer the way that her character's written versus, like, PX Storm or something, because PX Storm, I hate the money. Even though it's more noble, I actually don't like the character archetype of like money grubbing character is only doing that because like they're in the case of PX4 Storm, literally spending their money on like an orphanage or something. And yeah, I get it, it's for a noble cause, but I guess like I'm just not really holding to the idea is like they can't tell their friends for some reason because they're embarrassed that they're using their money for a noble cause. Because I'm pretty sure a PX4 Storm would, like, you know, actually tell her teammates why she's always trying to get money. They would, like, respect her more and shit. And also, like, I get it, you're doing it for an orphanage. But, like, also, like, don't fuck up the mission, though. Because PX4 Storm literally be fucking up the missions. So, it's like, I appreciate Stechkin's honesty more than I appreciate PX4 Storm. At least that's just me. I can't remember where you're from. Weren't you like in Singularity or something? No, I think you were in Continuum Turbulence. I think that's where she was from. Yeah, I'm not feeling any of these girls. Not feeling it. Man, I remember back in the day when I said, like, I'd be willing to pay for, prototype fairies. But, like, now, it's really not worth it. That exists here only just to, like, wail. It's funny because, like, they made the game easier to play. And by doing that, they actually almost actively, like, nerfed their own shop. Because, like, now that you could actually make fairies in the factory, which was not a thing at the very beginning of, like, fairy production. Like, now you don't really need to buy fairies anymore. Now you can actually just make fairies without having to rely on the luck-based thing. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Stream's a little bit late today. I had a bad internet connection when trying to start up the stream. I didn't want to do that thing that I always did before in the past, where it's like, I try and stream for like the first hour and have like constant bad connections. I decided to like try and like wait it out, but waiting it out kind of took a while too though, so things didn't line up that well. FN49. It's a free costume. It's a free costume, I guess. Oh man, this is the old school. Oh wow. This is the old school like daily mission, how the daily missions used to look. I mean, you can still see the old quest line in here if you go to like main quest. Like this is still old school right here. But then this is the new school. This be the new school shit right here. I'm like such an old fuddy-duddy. It's like yeah, it's more elegant. It looks prettier. But you know, it's like I'm gonna be the old man to be like, back in my day it didn't look that way. But it's definitely better though. I'm not gonna say it's not better. It's better. It just wasn't how it looked like in Girls Frontline 1.0, obviously. It's like I just been like amassing all this shit. And as far as I'm aware, there hasn't been such a thing as like a ×2 or double rate thingy for this. And I just keep amassing it because I'm already good on all of my black market shit. I guess I could use a bit more Wasteland stuff, but it's like I only ever use it for the effect things. So, I don't really need it. I don't need it. But if I ever get desperate for it, I guess. It's like, this stuff is great if you're all in resources, I suppose. I should use some of these. There we go. Use a couple of them. Use a couple of them. What's great is that like this doesn't have to be manual. Like it's got the auto thing. That makes it even easier. It's kind of funny though because like the auto thing actually is not that efficient. Your T-dolls go on like a 3-hour break, like in between runs or something. They go like on a little bit of a break. So like you could force your T-dolls to keep like exploring. You just gotta like do it manually though. But like who has time to look in there though? So my dumbass forgot to actually grab a reindeer destroyer because like for some reason I thought like I had like an extra week. I mean, it's not like I needed reindeer destroyer, but I guess I'll just have to wait for the rerun for that one. Yeah, I totally forgot about that. I could have sworn that reindeer destroyer was for another week though. It was supposed to be for the Christmas week, so that's on me. That's on me. I'm actually still annoyed that I actually have to like bother to read what my missions are, because for the past like 4 years, the missions were just the same. Okay, that's actually a bit of a lie. For the past 2 years, the missions were always the same. And then the prior 2 years before that, the mission was the same. They just changed up a little bit. But for the past 4 years, though, you knew what every daily mission, weekly mission thing was, though. But now it's different. So it's like, you gotta, like... I gotta use, like, the extra, like, brain space. To, like... I gotta use the extra brain space to actually read what the missions are. It's a mild, very, very mild annoyance. My ass has been over my hard cap for memory fragments. So I at least now we actually use them. Nice. I still have these dupes that like I went overboard with making dupes for it, but whatever. Do the oath one. I can afford it. I can afford it. Oh yeah, I forgot. I can afford it. Where you at? Yeah, there you at. There you at. And bloop. There we go. And where you at? Even though XMA doesn't really appear that much in like the side stories and all like that, I've actually come to like really enjoy her character. She's one of those side characters that like you wish was part of like the main line once you get to know them a little bit. I actually really liked her characterization like during the G36 story, because I was like, hey, she actually like has personality. She actually does things without like being like an inherent waifu. So I like her. There's actually quite a few T-dolls I noticed that like have like things outside the mainline story, but then like it's not important though. It's not important, so like you don't get to see much of them unless like you simp for costumes or something like that. But that's what YouTube and that's what the fan sites are for, to read up on them. Oh yeah, okay, I can afford this. All right. Had to make sure that I can afford that. Whoops. You're of higher priority. I was literally like over cap for memory fragments for like a good 2 months, honestly. I was just over cap on them. Damn, Anne, you got ugly. I'm putting you back in the anniversary costume. You got ugly. You look too realistic. The fuck, Anne? You actually look like you belong in combat now. Actually, may actually be looking pretty nice, to be fair. He actually be looking nice. Alright, let's... Ugh! You actually look like you belong in a fight. No. I mean, to be fair, it's the same dealio here, so... There we go. There we go. That I like. Very immersion breaking. Very, very immersion breaking. What was your... Wow, she has like a super long, like, opening dialogue. Don't you look adorable, though? You look adorable. But nope, wedding costume for you. I didn't oath you. It's kind of too late to do it now. It's like, for some reason I thought I already oathed her, but I didn't. But like, I've already Digimined her, so I could have saved myself some comment reports. But I didn't. Now I'll just look like a schmuck for actually oathing her now, so... No oath for you. No oath for you. Oh, there's no, like, all claim button in here. Is there a... the gacha thing is here. Cool. I could have sworn that, like, for some of these, like, the gacha thing isn't always in phase 1. It's like, I going off memory, I believe the gacha thing is, like, sometimes in phase 2 or phase 3. It's not always in phase 1, so... It's like, if you gacha too early, then you don't get the points for it. I mean, you don't need to gacha. You just won't get the 3,000 points. You'll only get the 2,400 points. You don't have to gacha. Do I have that costume? I don't have that costume. Pretty sure that's new. FN49's like default costume just looks very similar to that. That's why I think I have it. Yeah, it just looks... She already looks like she's wearing kind of a Chinese dress kind of a thing. She's wearing more of like a Western style star dress. She already has like a lot of red on her. Alright. I could do the obligatory gacha. See what we get here. See what's up, see what's up. I don't even know what I'm shooting for, honestly. I guess I wouldn't mind HS50. You look adorable, I guess. Man, we just got you. We just got you. And already a new costume for you. But that's only just because we're behind on the events, though. Technically, like, lore-wise, we shouldn't even have her anyway. You belong to the fucking, like, government. You're a government T-doll. And then, like, you're not even the commander's waifu. You're the You're Agent J's waifu. If I oath you, I'd be NTR and Agent J. Oh god, you're kidding me. Oh, fucking Christ. 4,000 capacity. It's not enough. It's just not. It's not enough. It's not enough. Because I have to hoard everything. Do we have 512 posters? That actually doesn't seem right. That does not seem right, actually. Feels like we should have more than that. Alright, let's see. Where can I get rid of some? Not the 5 stars. It'll be something that's not the 5 stars. Yeah. I see why I can get rid of some shit. It's like the only reason why like I'm still hoarding shit is because like sometimes like they be doing like community events or some shit where it's like make like the funniest looking dorm or something. And you know, like I want the options available to me to like put shit in to have like the funniest looking dorm. They don't do it a lot though. I feel like they used to do a lot more community events back in the day. I feel like they're doing it like a lot less now. So I probably don't need to hoard these that much. And like I've never won them anyway. I've never won any of them. But you know, it's like maybe one day I might win one. So that's why I want the option. I want to have the option available to me. Huh, I have a lot of these for some reason. Oh, but you know, like those could be funny to use. Okay, I'm keeping those. Yeah, I'm keeping that. So it's like I gotta get rid of like the ugly ones or something. That's a lot of chairs. That's a fucking lot of chairs. I don't even know if even I have the chair space for that. 38. How many chairs can I fit now? I gotta see how many chairs I can actually fit. Okay, spare. Did I actually bother to save shit in here? It looks like I did. Huh. I think that one, I think I actually remember that one. I think I did that one for an actual community event, I believe. I didn't win. I didn't win it, but I think that one was a community event. Damn it. Okay, so I want to... This is totally me not doing the event, by the way. This is me. This is absolutely me not doing the event. Here we go. All right. All right. Can I actually? How many chairs can I fit? What is 38 enough to fit? I actually have to see. I gotta see if 38 is enough to fit. That's a whole lot of chairs. That is a whole lot of chairs. Yep, this is absolutely me not doing the event. I'm gonna be here for a while. I'm gonna be here for a fucking while. Oh damn, I can't fit. There's like a little bit of a space down there, but I can't fit it though. I might be able to get away with like putting all 38 chairs in here though. Yeah, but this is why I want options though. This is why I want options. It's kind of too bad that like I can't. Some of these 3-star and some of the 4-star furniture sets I really do like. Like if you put the whole set in there, but then it only gives you like 5,000 comfort or like 6,000 comfort from like the total 10,000. So like that's why you want to use like 5-star shit, or you make up for it with like using furnitures that like don't match or something. I mean, like, I guess I don't really need, like, the whole battery count or anything like that. I don't exactly need it anymore. But, you know. I still want the max comfort for efficiency's sakes. Even though I know I don't need it. Holy shit, I actually can fit, all 38 in here. With room to spare, it looks like. Yeah, literally with, like, room to spare. Still annoys me that there's like a space down there, because like I could totally fit like another row down there. I'm not sure if there's anything. No, there is. I think there's a couple things I could fit down here. Not from this set, but I believe the other sets have things I could. Oh yeah, I could totally fit this in there. Wow. Yeah, that does fit. So this is 38. This is 38 fucking chairs. $38 right side chairs, and that's not even the left side chairs. So that means like I don't have enough space if I wanted to fit all the left side chairs, but I have enough space to fit the right side chairs. This is 38. That is 30. 38. Then if I put the left side chairs, oh my god, it looks like I'm not gonna have room either to like neatly fit this. Nope, I'm not gonna have room to neatly fit them. That's annoying. Oh, that looks kind of ugly now. It actually looks kind of ugly. But this is the hand that I was dealt with. So all those chairs equals to 5,320 comfort. But then like with the 5-star shit though, you only put in like a couple chairs and then you're Gucci. And then you're Gucci. Chairs. Coffee chairs, coffee. Only 7 letters. Only fucking 7 letters. Chairs. There we go. I'm going to assume that's a holdover from like the original like Chinese lettering. So like they could do it within 7 letters, but like it's hard for us to do it within 7 characters. I assume it's a leftover thing from that. A lot of old like Super Nintendo games and like say in this game also where you like edit like character names and shit, they allow only like 4 characters because 4 characters was like how the original Japanese games were. But again, you can do 4 characters, you can do 4 kanji characters, but English lettering doesn't really allow for anything complicated with 4 letters though. Not a whole lot. What's this? I guess I never got to like finishing that one. Swimming. It says 200, but then like I don't have anything in there. Oh, this motherfucker, he be showing off the space, the space Type 88. That's not Gundam. That one's not Gundam Type 88, even though, like, they look similar. Because, like, a Gundam Type 88 actually looks like a Gundam. I didn't gatcha. I forgot. I was about to gatcha, but then, like, I ran out of space. Now I can gatcha. To think there was a time without the 3D effects. Without the little CG movie. Well, no costume. So how badly do I want to simp for a costume? How badly do I want to do it?
Guten Tag, ご主人様。お仕事を始めますか？コンディションが大事なので食事を忘れずに。
Holiday Promenade. It's a 4-star set. So it's not even a 5-star set.
お仕事。Guten Tag, ご主人様。お仕事を始めますか？
Hometown Reminiscence.
食事を忘れずに。
It looks very Christmassy. Looks very Christmassy. It looks like I already have a couple of them from last time they did this one. More chair, like I need more chairs. Also, this stupid bamboo stool, yo, that don't look even comfortable at all. But like, it gives more comfort than the coffee chair that I had before, and that coffee chair is a 3-star, so eh. Alright, I'm not gonna simp no more. Damn it! I was hoping if I said that. I was hoping if I said that I'd. Oh! Ah, you're kidding me. Oh, you're fucking kidding me. Alright. Alright. Whatever. Whatevs. Son of a bitch. Yeah, I'm not gonna simp though. Not simping. Not simping. Yeah, I don't need this. I don't need that many. Also, I believe this set for me is actually pretty ugly, so like I don't care to lose some of these. Yeah, this one, like, I'm okay losing some of these. Okay, wait. I feel like I could do something with that one, though. Even though I just said how ugly they were. Wow, that looks ugly. I kind of wanted this whole idol set thing. Since it changed the music. We haven't had the idol rerun, but like whenever the idol rerun comes back though. How does this one look, by the way? How does it look? So it's actually not bad. It actually looks pretty decent. It looks very grungy. It actually looks like lore-wise what like the commander base could look like if and when we don't have a base. Which is actually kind of like right now, honestly. This one's a lot less good than I thought. I do like the vending machine. Actually, like, if I was rich, I actually would love a see-through convenience store fridge like this for like sodas and drinks and stuff, I would like one. I know that like actually, if I remember right, I remember reading that shit like this is actually very not like efficient. Like glass, I believe the glass is not like a good way to retain the temperature. So like the temperature leaks out a lot, but it's of course like stores have them because they have to be see-through, so that way people can see on the inside what they want, and then they could grab what they want. But yeah, no, it's you save money and energy just having like a normal fridge that you just have to open. Unless you want to be like super bougie and like buy one of those fridges where like it actually has like an LCD screen. It has a camera though. Basically, it has a camera on the inside of the fridge, and you can activate the LCD screen whenever you want to look on the inside without actually opening the fridge. I kind of feel like that's more of a that functionality would be wasted on me though. I don't think it'd be worth it for me. I like this one. I actually really like this set. And look at that stupid ass number up there. It's only worth 4,344 comfort. Yo, this shit look comfy to me. This should be looking really comfortable for me. $4,760. This should look comfortable too. This looks very busy, but that's probably the intention though, that this one looks really busy. This one looks cool. I like that. Now this one looks super comfortable. 8,000 out of 10,000. And then 2,000 like comfort bonus. So you would still need to. You would still need to add another 2,000 to this one though. It's not maxed out. But this one looks really nice. I really like this. And then you go into the all like the 5-star shit, of which I don't. Which I don't have all the 5 stars because they're hard to get, of course. The Elite Emblem is like shit you get like with every major event, so you can eventually get enough of these to get like a full 5-star set for like the max bonus comfort and shit. Even though it doesn't look, even though they don't go together though, there's no preset for this shit. Yeah, there's no preset button. It really is just a random assortment of shit though, which is why it looks ugly. I'm honestly not even a fan of most of these 5-star ones. Like, when you get the full set, like, I don't even think it looks that good. But it's 5 stars, so 5 stars is 5 stars. Nah. Was that my dailies? No, I still got a little bit more. Some combat enhancements, which I keep forgetting to do. Equipment or fairy enhancements. I've just been making like combat fairies consistently just to like finish off like my other fairies that like are not like the easy ones to get. Sure. Where the hell is it? Oh, no, not that one. Not that one. Nope. Accuracy. When is that ever gonna come into play? I don't think I've ever come across a single situation where I was like, Oh man, sure would be nice to have accuracy too on my fairy. I don't think I've ever come across a situation where like I was sad not to have that accuracy. Critical, that's a fervor. Oh wow. Okay, whatever. I was gonna take like the first like good one I saw. I was just trying to see if I could get the damage just so I could get the extra experience off of that, but I guess not. Whatevs. Whatevs. Okay, cool. This is my second. This is like that's like my second 5-star assault rifle. Or not assault rifle, assault fairy. Yep, that's my second one. Alright, cool. Kinda dumb that like you gotta be level 100 to actually unlock the 5 stars. I feel like level 90 would be good enough for that, but nope. They want like the full 100, and everyone is using combat reports. Everyone is 100% using combat reports because it takes literally forever to get to level 100 the old-fashioned way. It already took forever just to get to level 100, even for your T-Dolls, but like at least it was doable to get to level 100 on your T-Dolls. But for fairies, as well as like your ringleaders, your coalition units, it takes forever. No one would do it. And that is my second. That's my second Illumination Fairy, which has surprisingly like not been that useful. Like, even the first one I got wasn't that useful. Like, I remember, like, getting the dupe, like, already early locking in the dupe a long time ago, just because I was like, yeah, I'm sure this would be useful. And, like, the one Illumination Fairy I got, which I was using even before I got to 5 stars, was only mildly useful. Like, the extra vision I got was only mildly useful. I haven't come across too many situations, so I was like, man, I really wish I had that, like, level 10 skill thing right now. I feel like I've used the experience in the Rescue Fairy even more than I have used for some of these things, and that's because those are, like, grinding fairies. Those aren't even for, like, actual combat. The talent, honestly, kind of matters more than the actual, like, skill. And then they buffed a Sniper Fairy, so like Sniper Fairy is like actually better now. There we go. I freed up some space. It feels so weird to be able to like actually have like a constant stream of fairies now. Like you're not just like hoping for a fairy through like equipment production. The only reason why, like, I'm not collecting any of this bullshit is just because, like, I'm already, like, over a hard cap, and, like, I just want to, like, only do it when I'm not at hard cap, and I feel like that's just not going to happen. It's like, Raid Up doesn't even do anything to me anymore. Thanks for the 30 tokens, Mika. They had to do, like, an extra maintenance thing. Yeah, there we go. Extended maintenance. They always do it. I swear. It's like I don't start my streams like after server maintenance, but man, if I did though, like I feel like every major event has always been glitched. Like I really do feel like they've always been glitched. So it's like you wouldn't want to play anyway. You'd always want to wait a few hours. Hell, wait like 12 hours just after the server maintenance, just so that way you can just so that way you could like wait until after like the patch fix, because something's gonna be wrong with the event or something. Something is always wrong with the event. I've just come to expect it from Mika, really. Did I click on it? There we go. There's your ranky thingy. I do want the Python bullets, so maybe this time I could actually do ranking. I've skipped the last 2 rankings. Some extra furniture shit that I absolutely do not need. That I totally don't need. Ah, it's an ID card. That's what it was. Supply boxes. How many do you get? You get 60 boxes per day. Got it. Papasha. I guess that means I don't actually have a level 100 Papasha. And I did not have a level 100 AK. Mostly because I wasn't pressured to get a level 100 AK. I just had the and XM8. It's like, I'll get to AK and Papasha whenever I get to them. I guess AK I'll get to. More so. Just because of the Digimon story, and I'd want to do the Digimon story. What level is she? I'm not gonna simp. I'm not simping for her or anything like that. I just want to see. $39. Yeah, I was never pressured into leveling her. It's like, yeah, I'll level you, and by leveling you, I mean I'm not gonna give you combat reports still. I'm just gonna stick you into like my daily like 13-4 runs, and you'll get to level 100 eventually. So I guess I'll stick you in here somewhere. I'll do this now. Whoop, not 3-star. I'll do this now so like I don't forget. Alright, cool. And then I'll just say this in my formations. Yeah, I actually bothered to buy the preset formation because like you only get 2. You get 2 as a freebie, and then like you gotta buy the rest of them. I bought this out of pure laziness mostly. It's like 100% like not necessary. It's super not necessary. But my Zas runs. Oh man, I remember the Zas runs. Not really necessary anymore. Unless I was like hard up on equipment, I guess. The Zas runs is actually, if I remember right, it's still considered the most efficient way to get experience, as long as you don't care about like getting extra T-dolls, and unless you either need the equipment or you don't care either way anyway. The Zas runs are supposed to still be better, I believe. Like time-wise, it's better via real time. Do I want the token package? The exclusive, the costume ticket thingies are kind of this one's kind of like a little bit on the pricey side. I say it's a bit on the pricey side, but also though, like, I paid for that before. So I'm not one to talk. I've definitely paid for it before in the previous years. Use the luxury costume to obtain the random unobtained costume within the given parameters. So it's like I'm not sure what the difference is between these, because this one obviously it's like all the live 2D shit. Like that makes sense why this one's expensive, but then like I'm not sure what's the purpose of like the. It says unobtained, yeah, it says unobtained. So I don't really get what the difference is between this one and I guess the other one. Unless we're talking about, like, the age of the costume. I can't even make the argument that all these are animations, because they're not. They're not all animation. And then you're technically live 2D, because you got upgraded. So it's like... Yeah, like, this one just costs more, but... I don't see why, though. Is it because the anniversary set's in here, or... Is it because these are stated to be more popular? Because from what I'm seeing in here, these seem to be more popular. Or at least, like, objectively speaking, they seem more popular. That's why that's more expensive? Like, this is the cheap one, but... Are these seasonal? I mean, there is seasonal shit, too, in the other one, though. Okay, no, there's anniversary sets in here, too. So... I think it's just age, because I think the ones in here, like, they look older. Yeah, I remember some of these being here for, like, since, like, super long time ago. That's, like, anniversary year 2? Year 1 or something? This one's, like, year 1, I believe. It looks like it's age. So, like, the really old costumes are in this set, but it's not necessarily better, though, than the other set, though. This is a lot more costume than I thought that was in here. It's definitely... Oh, wow. You even got, like, the second year anniversary sets. Holy shit. You're, like, super recent. The fucking, like, marching band outfits are super recent. Wait, so it's not even age. Yeah, the marching band outfits are, like, 100% super recent. So, it's not even age. What the fuck is the difference, then? You might as well go for the cheap one. Like, I don't see a point to this middle variant then. You just go for the cheap one. Unless, like, you have to get one of these. Oh, yeah, because, like, this one's really old. This MG5 costume is super old. Yeah. So this must be just based on popularity. Like, they put the ones in here that they think people will simp more for, so they're charging you more for it, I guess. Because... They're thinking that more people are willing to pay for these, I suppose. Is the furry set in here? Yeah, so here's some of the... This is like the 3rd year anniversary set right here. But then the 1st year anniversary set was in the other one, though. So it's like, I guess partly age, and like, I guess maybe partly age and partly popularity. Okay, now this is weird. Yeah, so we got like the first half of the marching band outfit in here too, but then like 45's in the other one. That's so weird. This middle one just seems like a waste of money. It's like I would rather spend either the... I'd rather spend the $24 or like the $6. At least with this one, you know you're getting like a live 2D with this one. Like this one makes more sense. I mean, pricey though. It's still pricey. This is a good deal, by the way. This actually is a good deal. For the tokens anyway. The rest of the stuff is just like gravy if like you want the extra shit. I guess if you want the fairies, if you want them. I don't think it's necessary. I don't believe it's necessary. Was there anything else I had to do before I rush in here? I already kind of meandered for about a little bit. Your upgrade package. I mean, like, I guess I could use those fragments now, but like, I'm not going to rush it though. I don't think I have enough to do another 5-star. I believe it's 3,600. It's like 3,600, I think. So I don't actually have enough. I almost do though, but I don't have AK at like level 100 anyway, so. Coolio. Kind of slightly spoiled myself there just by looking at it. It's the chibi model. I am way too lazy to make up like my own teams for the drill thing, so like I just go to the Reddit. I go to the Reddit and I just look up like whatever teams people are using. It works for me. There is a tool out there. There is a tool out there where like you can essentially practice the drill without using any like any of the points, any of your simulation points. Because basically all you had to do is like just either restart or like auto close the app or something. And there's a tool out there where it's like it already pre-calculates how much time you need to get like the 20% thing. So if you go under, then like the game will automatically, or not the game itself, but like the tool will tell you that like, hey, you've gone under, so hit that restart button or something. Either hit the restart button or like obviously you like close out the app so that way you could try a new team or something. I mean, with some simple math, you can figure out like the 20% threshold. Well, who wants to do the math though? Might as well use a tool to do the math for you. I think that's 15 seconds? 15 seconds? And I'm doing it within like 8 seconds, so plenty of time to spare. Plenty of time. Knock this shit out before the server resets. Which is like in an hour. If it was daylight savings time for me, then it would be in 2 hours. But it is not. It is not daylight savings time. I'm actually one of those psychopaths that actually thinks daylight savings time is actually like not a. I don't think it's troublesome. I know a lot of people hate daylight savings time, or people are just really annoyed by it. It's like, I get the reasoning for it, though. From what I read, there's been a lot of research, but, like, the research is not conclusive, though, on whether or not, like, it actually truly helps or hurts people. It does hurt people's, like, circadian rhythms, though, and honestly, like, that should be enough to just stop the practice altogether. But it's like, we still do it mostly just because, like, either due to tradition or, like, it does help a little bit for this whole sunlight thing. However, it's not extreme enough, actually. 1 hour is not enough to try and save on sunlight. It's like, honestly, like, for me, in order for daylight savings time to even make sense, it's got to be like 2 hours. I don't think an hour is enough. Because, like, when you get to, like, the more extreme ends of, like, the winter time in the summertime, then, like, you're losing way more than, like, an hour of sunlight, honestly. It's gotta be like 2 hours. And I know that that would even hurt people's circadian rhythms even more, though. But again, for me, it doesn't really matter too much, though. But that's because of my lifestyle, though. That's why it doesn't matter. It matters for other people, I know. It hurts your average, like, 9 to 5 person. Definitely, it hurts them. I am not your average 9 to 5 punch in, punch out person, so I don't give a shit. So that's why I never gave a shit about daylight savings time. But I can see why people don't like it. But I believe it's like in the middle though. It's like there are things that hurt people for daylight saving times, but there are things that it does help. It does help mildly for other stuff. I believe though, like it's just like it's more of a controversial kind of thing. Something along those lines. Alright, cool. I got my simulation thing out of the way. The simulation thing used to be part of the daily missions, and now it's like not. It used to be like one of the guaranteed daily missions. Like your friends in dorms 5 times. I'll get that out of the way now, because I actually don't think I'll get those 8 victories. I don't think I will. Oh, not there. Don't think I will. Damn, boy, you got the whole, You got the whole, thingy. That's a bed? Oh, shit, that's a bed. Wow. Okay, wait, you got the whole set. What do you get for the whole set? I'm trying to see... Is it Kalina? It's Kalina, right? Yeah, it's Kalina. It's Space Kalina. It's always Kalina. It's either Kalina or it's Architect. It's Kalina again. It's Kalina. Oh, this motherfucker. He got the Gundam. He got the Gundam Type 88. I did not know you could grab the helicopter. That was an accident. Did not know you could grab the helicopter. You got the date. You got the dating costume. This guy is definitely on the battle pass because like I've been doing my dailies and I don't have enough points to get her. So he's definitely on the battle pass. I am going to get her, by the way. It's just that like I'm not gonna spend money for it. I'm going to spend gems for it instead. I am gonna get it though. Wow, this is a really old set. This polar bear, this like North Pole thing. That's super old. I see somebody likes the anniversary costumes. I see all the posters up there. There's so many people in here. I'm trying to figure out like what do you get for the full set here? Is it the hot air balloon? I think it's the hot air balloon. I don't see Kalina. Was that 10? That was 10. All right, that was 10. Did I click on that? Oh shit, there we go. Okay. My game like froze. There we go. Okay, now I got it. The only reason why this shit's not even finished because these quest lines didn't exist back then when I started. And like it obviously doesn't like retroactively like trigger. So like I would need to go back to get these. But man, 5'5", 6'1", 6'2", 6'3", 6'4". Wow. To acquire the gold medal. It's like I'm pretty sure I did, right? I'm pretty sure I did already, but like I gotta do it again now though. Huh. I never went back to do some of these actually. Never mind. I remember like doing a lot of the gold rankings for some of these earlier missions just because like I was free to play back then and I wanted to get the gems. But now I'm not free to play anymore, so I'm not hard up on getting the gold things. But I probably should though, cuz this is like a good like 3,000 gems right here that I'm missing. Okay, maybe not 3,000 gems. It's a little bit of an exaggeration. At least like 1,000. It's gotta be like 1,000 gems I'm missing though. You get 30 gems for like the emergency maps, and you get like 10 gems for the for like the regular maps. I'd say it's like 1,000 probably. Maybe 900. Somewhere around there. You only get gems for like the regular missions. You don't get shit for the campaigns. You get random shit for the campaigns. I didn't do all the hard maps, and I'm not sure the hard maps at this point will even be worth it for me. Hard. Samples? Yeah, like that's worthless. Boy, is that worthless to me. Samples? God. 500 training datas? Well, what does the map even look like? That doesn't seem like it's worth it either. I would need to be hard up on the training data. Oh my god, are you kidding me? Mission objectives: eliminate specific isomers. Oh, I remember. Now I remember this. I remember this. I would waste a shit. I would just be trading resources for another resource because, like, and the thing is that, like, I'm already at max hard cap anyway, so it's like I could afford it. To be fair, I could afford to. Capsule? Really? 50 capsules? 150 memory fragments. It's like that's kind of worth it. Kind of. It's kind of worth it. Oh god, it's a night battle? Oh, hell no. Hell no. Not worth it anymore. I mean, it's still worth it. It actually is totally still worth it. I would need to be desperate though. I still would need to be desperate. More samples? Shit, man. Samples. Calibration tickets. Air fragments. These two are kind of worth it because like you can't really farm for calibration tickets, so it's kind of worth it. Jesus. Help M4A1 reach the heavy helipad. Rescue and retrieve of 3 disconnected DT dolls. Eh. Honestly, I feel like it wouldn't even be a single stream. I feel like I could waste 3 streams going back to like all my previous campaigns where like I didn't do the hard map for. I feel like I could waste some time. Waste some streams. And I feel like I wouldn't want to. I'd rather stream something else then. Alright, cool. I think I've done all the useless... what the hell? Why am I missing the logistics? I don't know why I'm missing one. So what do I need? That's ammo. That's like ammo. That's rations. That's also, this one's also rations. So I guess I need ammo. I guess I need ammo. That's ammo and rations. But I believe the best one, the second best, because that's the best one. 11-1 is supposed to be the best one for ammo. And then I believe 10-1 is the second best one for ammo. Believe so. Alright, finally. We got normal mode, hard mode, and nightmare mode. So that's new. There it is. I was like, where's the music? Singularity. Reflective surface. Rayman surface. I have no idea how to say that. Tetsamaru? Tetsamaru space? Holy shit, is that Illuminati? A week after the Podesky submarine base incident. Hey, that was a long while back. I remember that. Some file shit. Sir, Griffin is still pushed to put up a fight. Okay, cool. Yeah, okay. So, like, this is, like, right after, like, Carter's trying to, like, raid our base and shit. And then, like, we saw some good T-dolls, like, blow themselves up and crap. Yeah. Don't forget our objective. That base is the most important thing here. Wait, no, wait. This is a flashback, right? This is not the Carter thing. This is the submarine base thing. A week after the submarine base incident. Because Igor's dead. So this is a flashback. This is a flashback. Igor is dead. Someone pauses the playback, and the Naito, who was originally seated and taking notes in the camera room, rises nervously to her feet. Wait a minute. Wait. We're at a Paradia space? How did they get the footage for this? Susana. You're just generic Naito. But you have a name, though. This is the routine weekly briefing. But the crushing atmosphere drills a message into the minds of all the Naitos present. Slip-ups are not allowed. Just then, a kindly female voice addresses them. Not this one, Susanna. Well, she's got the Paradia symbol, so she's obviously very important. The kinder the voice, the more nervous it makes her feel. Susanna can almost feel her palms begin to sweat. She forces herself to calm down. My apologies. A moment, please. She immediately pulls up a new file. So, how do they have this footage? Huh. How do they have this footage? Also, I remember this. This is like where Kay was absolutely worthless because he was like knocked out for like half the event. Well, I say worthless, but then like he also ended up saving the commander though, so I guess not worthless then. He did save the commander here. Not going to bring back a souvenir? Everything goes with you. That's the order I received. Remember to hand the children over to Herr Havier's safekeeping. Now then, as unpleasant as it is, I better go get Angie. My mission is to monitor her to begin with, so it'll be bad if my objective goes missing. Well, she did go missing, so way to go, Kay. Way to go. Understood. All the best then. I guess to be fair though to Kay, it's like, not even he knew Angie was gonna go like batshit insane after the whole like, after the whole like betrayal arc, you know? It's like, I still find it funny how like Angie like really wanted to like double dip into like torturing Moradel. And like, okay, I get it. The commander can be a little bit naive at times, but like, I feel like even after like they try to like not brainwash, after they try to like mind break Moradel and they still don't get the info they want, Angie would still believe that Moradel's hiding something or some shit. Like they're like purge into her memories and shit, and then like AK would be like, "Hey Angie, we ain't seen shit," and then like Angie would be like, "Nah, she's hiding her memories or some shit." Yeah, Angie was really unhinged for like the entire thing. It's like not every Naito's Moradel, Angie. You know, not every Naito's Moradel, but you know, Angie wasn't having it. This time, the woman's voice is even gentler than before. Please wind it a little further back, if you don't mind. She's even being extra polite. Susanna can no longer control her trembling. And she knows her answer will only make the woman before her even angrier. I am very sorry, big sis Nimrod. The influx of seawater made it impossible to cover any information from the base. This time, Nimrod makes no reply. However, Susanna doesn't dare raise her head. She can't let things stand as they are. Susanna hurriedly searches through the data in her VCI. Not VCR? Not VCR? Okay, I'm trying to remember, like, what VCR stands for. Video VCR. Hold on, I'm looking this up. Video cassette recorder. So a VCI would be like video cassette interface. Something like that. Speaking of VCRs, you can still buy VCRs, like brand new actually. They still, not only do they still make like brand new VCRs, they actually still make like brand new like blank VHS like VHS cassettes. They still make them actually. And honestly, like it kind of makes sense like why they would still make them brand new. Like a lot of companies can still make money just because like a lot of people have like vintage shit and they don't want to get rid of it. So like there's still kind of like a market for like VCR shit. I mean, obviously the market's like it's not that big. It's not like super huge or anything like that, but it's still nice. But basically like rather than just buying like just a VCR, what you would be buying nowadays if you wanted to buy new and not used, it'd be a VCR DVD combo is what you'd be buying. And honestly, sounds like a steal to me if I do say so myself, because like you might as well get the combo just because like not only would it save space, but also like DVD at this point is also becoming vintage as well. So you might as well go for the double then, because like now it's like two vintage things at once. Hell, I hate to say it, but like at this rate, like even Blu-ray is almost kind of vintage now. Even though like we're still using Blu-ray, like it kind of feels like it's vintage, or like it feels very hipster to like use Blu-ray shit. Cause like these days, you know, it's all about the cloud. Everyone's just streaming shit now, you know. Hopefully she'll find something to make up for this. Oh, Suzanne's gonna die, isn't she? Error. Oh, she dead. Connecting to the bee sting system. Restart? Oh, she dead. As the encrypted layer displays an error message, the Naito's return to the real camera room. A transmission notification rings, and Susanna reflexively puts it through. It was just a system malfunction. Don't worry. I guess the question I gotta ask is if she's a Naito or not. It's like, I want to actually assume that just because she has a Paradis symbol on her, that she wouldn't just be a Naito. But then I feel that, like, if you're part of Paradis and you had the option to be a Naito, you would take it then. Because usually, like, the people that are in Paradis, like, they were already dying due to, like, radiation cancer anyway. So, if you have a chance to live, either as a Naito or, like, as, like, a Strelet soldier or something, you would just take it. So, like, either Nemron had, like, radiation cancer, or maybe she was actually, like, a rich person, but she got, like, swayed by, like, the Paradis, like, mission or something like that. So she took it too. There was some, like, perfectly fine people that end up joining cults, you know? Even though, like, they already had everything they wanted, or needed, I should say. The gentle voice flows into Susanna's ears like Satan's sweet whispers. I am terribly sorry. I will organize Angelia's files and the information pertaining to the undersea base and hand them to you. Thank you for your hard work. Just doing my job. Retrieve Angelia's file and the info on Task Force Defy. Convert them to plain text, polish the language, and then send it out. Plain text? Really? Like, you literally want, like, a notepad? You want, like, a fucking, like, Microsoft Word or some shit? Alright. Shall I send it to the chief? Or to Olga? As Nemron quietly speaks the name, another Naito in the room suddenly steps out of the shadows. Without any further explanation, she steps forward swiftly and breaks Susanna's neck with practice. I knew it! Oh! We got a name and everything. Oh my god, she died. Yo, that's cold, man. I feel like Susanna did nothing wrong. She was doing what she was ordered to do, and she ended up dying anyway. Why'd they give her a name? They didn't have to give her a name, too. By giving her a name, they gave her, like, character. They could have just called her, like, Naito 56, and I would care less. But no, they had to give her an actual name. And now she's dead. Susanna's voice is cut off in a simple yet brutal way. Her vocalizer systems are physically destroyed with no prior warning. Throughout the entire process, Susanna does not put up a slightest bit of resistance. Or perhaps she is fully aware that resistance is futile. Do not mention that place. Susanna collapses to the ground and becomes a corpse. So basically, what Susanna did wrong was about to say Aver, whatever. She was about to say this name, and then that's why she died. This place. That place. The Naito called Olga respectfully takes over the communicator carried over by the dead Naito. And what is your name? My name is Olga, Big Sister Nemron. Okay, she's using the term Big Sister, so that's already telling me that Nemron's gotta be, she's gotta be a Naito. Oh, wait, I already mini-spoiled I just realized I already spoiled myself by looking at the simulation thing. She is a Naito. Yeah, I already spoiled myself. I should not have looked at the simulation. Huh, wait, this is... Okay, so Susanna was talking. Nemron says Olga. And then Olga is the one that snaps the neck of Susanna. So why is Nemron asking her what's her name then? That seems odd. I meant nothing by it. It is a Russian name. Oh, okay. Okay. Now I get it. Now I get it. So Nemron just happened to say Olga? And I guess this Naito was maybe like a nameless Naito or something? I'm a little bit confused here, actually. I think I get it, though. I think I get it. Either way, her name is now Olga, because she says from now on, my name's Olga. So, she was either like a nameless Naito, or she had a name, but she threw it away. She threw it away. Namron chuckles. She seems to like how this Naito knows the score. Contact Polar Bear. We need to send Angie to Berlin. Understood. Nemron hangs up. There were 4 Naitos in the room before, but now there are only 3. After hesitating for a long time, one of the Naitos that is still standing turns to Olga. Susanna was always the one to contact Polar Bear before this. Where can we find the thing she was responsible for? Oh, shit! Extractor memory module. They killed the one that was always doing the work before. Making Susanna is quite demanding. Aren't we going to send her back to... She shudders, and then swallows the word she was about to say. Send her back? You can forget about going back before the mission's over. Given our worth, it's riskier to be sent back than to be buried here. But what about our access? Susanna had higher access than all of us. Wow! They literally just killed the one person doing all the work. Only Big Sister Nemron can change the axis and rules of the beasting system. Should we send her a message? Never, ever ask anything of her. Once we complete the appropriate tasks, we will have the appropriate access. Don't make wild guesses about things that weren't mentioned. But you'd better believe me. The room is silent once again. Olga clears away Susanna's body with great efficiency, and the camera room looks like new again. There is no sign that Susanna ever existed. Inside a certain bar in St. Petersburg, near Soviet Union. Ah, shit, the beat, man. That beat. A stinking drunk man is sprawled over the corner of the bar. For people who have vodka flowing in their veins, such a thing is an everyday occurrence. He bangs on the broken silver spell. Every now and then he pokes the buttons that do nothing besides turn the lights on and off. Compared to the other drunks, this is actually quite polite. Soon, a bartender holding a blended drink pats him on the shoulder. Sir, someone ordered a German Mary for you. The man opens his bloodshot eyes and snorts. Is that a Berlin Mary or a Bremen Mary? This drink was made with wine imported from Bremen. Those words seem to activate the neurons within the man's brain, and his flushed cheeks tremble as he curses loudly enough that even the noisy music within the bar cannot cover it up. I only drink Berlin Mary. What the hell are you serving me? This place is garbage. He is clearly angry and swats the tray that the bartender's holding to the ground. Berlin Mary is the only true Mary. The bartender struggles to keep his cool, but in the end, all he can do is maintain his bartender smile. Sir, we have always served wine imported from Bremen. Perhaps you might have drunk German Marys in other places. Would you like to try our new seasonal products? This is the latest brand. Many of our customers have ordered it. The drunk man pushes the bartender aside and stumbles out the door. The bartender doesn't say anything, instead he bends down to clean up the broken glass. The bar resumes the usual clamor, and the lady approaches the bartender who is cleaned up in silence, She speaks into his ear. I've already covered his tab. Good luck tonight. An hour later, there is quite an upheaval at Paradia's Moscow base. Oh no! We didn't send Angie to Berlin as planned. She's gone to Bremen. Perhaps prepare an encrypted transmission right now. Alright, so Olga's dead. Are we going to ask her for help? Didn't you say we shouldn't ask Big Sister Nemron for any questions? What kind of accident was this? Why did the plane end up going to Bremen? Did Polar Bear get the location wrong? What an amateurist mistake. Accidents aren't the scariest. Failure is. But a mistake at this level won't be forgiven. Quiet down. Things like this happen all the time. Very often. What some call an accident is actually an opportunity. We won't be implicated because of something like this. Then why did Susanna die just because she missed out a bit of information? She made fewer mistakes than we did. I don't think it's because she revealed that place. That's where you're wrong. She affected Father's plan. Any of our sisters who affect Father's plan is a sinner. Have you heard that rumor? What rumor? Big Sister Nemron was cast out. She no longer enjoys Father's affection. That's why she can't fail, and that's why she expects us not to fail either. If I were you, I'd keep my ears and mouth shut. That way, I wouldn't make such basic mistakes. What do you mean? Do you know what the name of the bee sting system means? It gets in everywhere. Not just against enemies, but us too. That was the last thing she heard. In all, pervasive surveillance systems would naturally include the Nitals themselves. Within the multiple encrypted layer, Olga regularly checks the clarity of the signal. She is responsible for taking notes during the three-person meeting, but she has no right to speak. After a long silence, one of them finally breaks the silence. Well, 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 look who it is! It's the person who basically gave Angie PTSD. You're the one asking me for help, Big Sister Nemron. I hope you understand Father's arrangements. I'm simply allocating assignments number 10954. There is no longer a number 10954. There is only one Moradau. Oh yes, you better come up with a suitable excuse for Father concerning the escape of number 10876. If I'm not mistaken, she escaped on your watch. Do you have any proof of that? Big Sister Nemron, your beasting system ought to be retired. Destroying that information took less than 10 hours. Perhaps you call the shots in Moscow, but Berlin and Bremen are my territory. Even if the destination hadn't changed, you wouldn't be able to interfere. Going by the data, she is far more perfect than you. Let's make that simple. I want to make a deal. Let's hear it. The mission ought to be finished on time. That's what was Father had hoped. The reason why you're sitting here is because you want to bargain. So if you can compromise a little, I believe your request would be more easily fulfilled. Don't you already know what I want? I want her location in exchange for the mission concerning Angie. And the boxes of lasso. Is she really worth it? You should be asking yourself that. I'm sure dear sister Mashlin would be very happy to know where she stands in my heart. No, why you gotta mention that name? I still have PTSD from that. Congratulations, you've come out ahead in this exchange. Now then, as my senior, what wise words will you leave me with before this meeting ends? As long as you're using that face, don't say things that it wouldn't speak. Relax. I'm allowing a part of my true self to show because I trust you. Besides, aren't keeping secrets and leaking them your forte? I had to prepare a full week just to contact you. Would someone as trusted by Father as yourself ever disappoint me? As that syrupy, sweet chuckle fades, Moradal's signal vanishes from the encrypted layer. Olga finishes her data logs and carefully glances at Nemron's expression before she finishes archiving them. More files. More files. I'm sending these 3 files and the relevant documentation to you. There's also a backup copy in the base layer. I've already made 2 copies of the log from just now and attached Big Sister Moradal's portion to her file. Oh shit, she's here in person. No need for that. Keeping everything you see is intact. No matter which conversation it is or whether I'm around. You are to record every single word I say. My apologies. I was trying to be clever. If she had realized that, like you, then this wouldn't have come up. Nobody cares about 10876's disappearance other than her. Yes, 10876 was close, but you're the most perfect. I'm clearly not the most perfect one. Nobody is. Meanwhile, at the Great Institute of Biotechnology, the woman lying with the recovery capsule opens her eyes. Gray, who is standing to the side, opens the transparent cover. Teacher. As I expected, that woman agreed. Now all the missions that Father regards as most important are within our grasp. Do they have different artists? It kind of looks like they have different art. I see like such a huge contrast in like the facial structure here. Moradal is a lot more like simplistic, like anime style. And then like Gray, she looks more like she was drawn like Gundam style, where like the characters are arguably like a little bit more realistic. Like obviously like Gundam is an anime, so like Gundam still has like a little bit like the anime thing to it, but I see like more roundish cheeks on Moradal. I see more rounder anime eyes. With Gray, I see like Tarame eyes on her. Yeah. Her face is a lot more sharp, but the coloration also is a little bit different too. But like, it definitely seems like different artists. Great, this is X up 2 for both me and you. All the preparation work is complete. You're the one I trust the most, so I will hand the means of contact her to you and nobody else. If anything happens, you must take over our work here. I hope I will never need to contact her. Contacting her is a double-edged sword. It is something that must only be done as a last resort. Hardly anyone dares to discuss her, and nobody understands her. To think she holds a place of such honor in Father's hearts. That's not true. Father despises her. I'm certain of that. She was exiled to Moscow, like the rumors said. Part of it is because of a mission, but it was also because Father himself wished for it. Still, she possesses something that we all rely on, the beasting system. That is the most unusual thing about her. Each of our sisters has their own personality, and naturally they have their own strengths and weaknesses. But she is very difficult to read. She has emotions, but no desires. Do you mean that she is not so much a Naito as a tool? That is a very apt description. But that is also why she will never win Father's approval. We need hearts filled with wisdom, courage, loyalty, and sacrifice. The only thing that is unnecessary is rationality. So she is abnormal. Let me rephrase that. She is the only abnormality who is permitted to exist. I understand. Cheer up. I'm going to Bremen to receive our gift. A week after falling into the River Weser. Ah, shit, Shadowless? We back to Shadowless? This is the week in review with DRF. Wait, that says DRF, but that said DFF? That says DFF. Is that a typo? I think that's a typo. That seems like a typo. The Junkers transport craft JU-94 from Bremen City veered off course and crashed in the river less than a week ago. No civilians were hurt. We're waiting for the authorities to provide us with further information. Hey, it's Angie. We haven't seen her for a while. It's Griffin. The Griffin in GNC. A scene resolves into clarity on the screen. Against a chaotic backdrop, a woman is shoved into a certain bar. Not a single person in the bar is a genuine customer. They are either from Stayside, PMC, or other factions. Oh, cool. This is like the OG meeting. This is like right before Angie got captured. We are not enemies, Angelia. On the contrary, we are the closest comrades in arms. Typo? Actually, not really a typo, more of a glitch. That's a glitch. You and me? Ha! I doubt that. Someone whose hands are even bloodier than mine is preaching to me about all things bright and beautiful? Bah! We share a common goal, Angie. I know you can't argue with that. Our methods may be different, but our aspiration is the same. Everything we do is for the sake of Rostrism. Common destiny? I've grown tired of this kind of rhetoric. Okay, no, seriously, like... Okay, the first one, I called a glitch. This is like... Wow. This seems more like of a oversight at this point. Mika, get your shit together. You may be able to fold the sheep of our country with that, but don't bother using it on me. Have you never wondered why Zelensky and Macau let you come to Germany? The data is correct. No errors detected. How did they get that footage? Okay, now that I have to know. How did they get that footage? You would think. Okay, so that's supposed to be like Griffin's personal bar. So how the hell did they get that footage? They either had like a Naito like in that bar somehow, or they got like a mole PMC, or like they got like a mole governmental official in that bar. I feel like there was no way they would be able to hack that bar. If it was like any other bar that wasn't related to like GNC or like like even the government, maybe, but I feel like this they couldn't have gotten that by hacking. They must have gotten it because they had a mole in that bar. Olga continues the encryption with practice skill. The person on the other end of the line seems to have been waiting for a long time, and she's starting to get annoyed. I might be patient, but even patience has its limits. I apologize. We are organizing the data you requested. I hold you in great respect. However, there are strict protocols of confidentiality for information on our end, and decrypting them requires some time. I apologize for making you wait for so long. I am not here to make excuses on teachers' behalf or for your previous mistakes, but for the sake of the mission. We may have suffered a slight setback concerning the Angelia mission, but it is not a failure. However, I have lost contact with teacher, so I believe Big Sister Nemron ought to see me. You, on the other hand, do not deserve to engage in conversation with me. Big Sister Gray, I apologize for not being able to live up to your expectations given my status. However, what I wish to say is, everything said by everyone who uses the beasting system will be logged, and the things you have instructed me to do will reach Big Sister Nemron's ears. Contacting Father is an easier thing for us. Big Sister Gray, while I do not presume to offer you any suggestions, if you had planned to do something like that, you would not be wasting your time here waiting. You had better hope you don't regret that. The ripples from the top are working their way downwards, and things are spiraling out of control. Big Sister Nemron, we need help. Olga doesn't say anything. All that can be heard is a sound of emotionless mechanical whirring. This is not a question she can answer. She has no right to do so. Gray continues speaking. The fireworks have not yet bloomed, but we're almost out of cards. If we reveal something that should not be revealed before then, such an outcome would be too much for any of us to atone for. We have captured Angie, and transport of the boxes of lasso are proceeding according to schedule. However, the cooperation we were promised has turned out to be very problematic, and variables have emerged in the positions of certain individuals. I do not have the authority to make such decisions. That is all I wish to say. Upon finishing, the transmission immediately terminates. This is Gray's way of expressing her grave displeasure with the situation. Gray emerges in the recovery capsule, looking incredibly grim. Beside her, Grig can't help but rub her shoulders. Would you like a coffee? You know what? It's like, for some reason, I feel like I need caffeine right now. But I still won't drink a coffee. I hate coffee. I had no soda, though. I actually don't have soda on me. I'm a big Mountain Dew drinker, but, like, I've actually been cutting back on my soda, and it's actually been, like, a good, like, 1 month since I drank soda. I didn't mean to quit cold turkey, honestly. But, like, I actually just haven't drank soda, just mostly because, like, I haven't thought about it, actually. So, I guess quitting cold turkey was easier for me than I thought. I mean, like, I say that, but, like, I'm not giving it up, like, for life. It's like if someone offers me a Mountain Dew or, like, a Pepsi, I'll probably take it. But if no one offers me a soda, I'm not going to go out and buy it myself, I guess. Like, I'm actively avoiding trying to buy it. I was craving a Mountain Dew, actually, a couple nights ago. But the craving wasn't so strong that, like, I had to go out and buy one or something. We may need to start thinking about how to clean up behind us. Why? We have not failed yet. We need to bring our upcoming plans forward, and we had better rescue Teacher before that. I don't understand. Do you think I'm being very naive? It must look like I do not live for Father, but Teacher. You have your reasons, but right now, you have clearly have taken her place. No, Grig, I can never replace her. By statistical data alone, you, me, Bramid, and even Narcissus are superior to her. But she is the general in command of our activities in Berlin. She only knows how to employ boring methods. Your view of things is too one-sided. We are the Isamers with the highest ranks in our respective batches, but Teacher was not. She eliminated the most perfect one in her batch. Is she talking about Mashlin? I don't think Mashlin was the best one in their batch. I'm pretty sure Mashlin was better than Mordau, but I don't think she was the perfect one. I might have to go back and reread that, but I don't think Mashlin was the perfect one. Oh. Well, thank you, Mika, for immediately disproving my bad memory. I feel like when I was reading it back then, they didn't make it seem like Mashlin was the best one, though. Do you think a Naito who could act beneath the watchful eye of Father would be incapable? That simply proves Father doted on her. No, it proves that she had the ability to make Father tolerate her. Meanwhile, our mission has already failed, because our objective is Nemojin. If she is not here now, then what awaits us when we go back would not be pleasant. We cannot deal with this matter, but perhaps she can. While I'm reluctant to do so, I will accept your decision. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to disappoint you. As long as I live, I will ensure you live too. Within the encrypted layer, Olga sorts out the data that Gray gave her and hands it over to the person on the other end of the transmission. Nemron furrows her brow and casually scrolls through it. I hope some people understood my intentions. Yes, Big Sister Nemron. I have conveyed them precisely and without error to Big Sister Gray. A presumptuous agent will relay the wrong information to that Soviets. Eventually, they will proceed toward the prison, assuming the Soviets are not that stupid. I need this newcomer to be just stupid enough, but then none of you need to bother to come back. Understood. Also, we have already finished sending Pandora and Nemojin's data back. Pandora's space layers have very heavily encrypted, and we still have no way of cracking it. I don't understand why we kept her. Honestly, no, like, compared to other gacha games, GFL is really deep. It is super duper deep. You're honestly better off, like, if you just care about the story, I honestly think you are better off, like, not even trying to play the game unless you actually like the gameplay. And you're better off either, like, YouTubing it, or you're better off, like, going to, one of, like, the visual novel, like, fan sites or something. Like, and the thing is that, like, this is not necessarily a bad thing, though. It's just that, like, you know, like, usually when you think about gacha games, a lot of gacha games tend to not have, like, super deep storylines. They tend to be, like, very, like, run-of-the-mill, or something. Like, it's nice to have a deep story, but then, like, it kind of gets to the point where it's all like, should this be a gacha game? It kind of feels like it wants to be more, than a gacha game. You know what I'm saying? So, like, for me, like, a good website I use is the GFL Interpreter. This is, like, a really good way to kind of, like, reread, like, a lot of, like, old, a lot of, like, the chapters, and, like, that way you don't actually have to play the game and shit. And actually, like, this is actually a really good website, because, like, this website, it also includes, like, the in-between shit. You know, it includes all, like, all the extra stuff, because, like, one of the reasons why, like, I bothered playing games, that like, want to be a VN, is because you miss stuff in the center. Like, let's take Hyperdimension Neptune, for example. Hyperdimension Neptune 100% wants to be a VN. It really does. But, you know, it's an RPG game that, like, tries to be more than just an RPG game. Because I'm going to say it. Like, I'm going to say it. I think Hyperdimension Neptune games, I think the RPG aspect of them is, like, very, it's very generic. Like, okay, like, here's the thing. I gave up liking Final Fantasy Story. I think Final Fantasy Story has evolved to the point where, like, I don't really like the story that much. But you know what I do like, though? I like the gameplay. The gameplay is what I really like about Final Fantasy. But the story, though. The story, I'm not really feeling the story that much anymore. So, it's kind of like how, with Girls Frontline, it's like, I feel like I could do without the gameplay, but the story is what's keeping me here. And then with Neptunia, kind of the same way there too. The gameplay I'm not so much into, but the story I really like. With Neptunia though, that's a single player game, so I cheat. Like, the only Hyperdimension Neptunia game where, like, I didn't cheat for was the very first game, Neptunia 1. And that was back then when, like, you know, nobody thought the series would be that big. You know, like, anyone that played Neptunia 1, like, I remember the old reviews for it. They were like, oh, look at that, guys. It's, video game console waifus. What a novel idea. And then, like, Idea Factory, they, like, they dive deep into that concept. They're like, you know what? We're gonna turn this whole thing into a series because we think it's funny. And now, like, Hyperdimension Neptune is, like, Idea Factory's, like, biggest cash cow. But I legitimately hate the gameplay for Hyperdimension Neptune. So it's like, I really do just want the story. I just want the VN part of it. So I am not afraid to admit that, like, when I play a Neptunia game, I will play, like, maybe, like, an hour of it, like, normally. But then, like, once I get to even, like, a little bit of a grind, yo, I'm cheating. I'm 100% cheating. I'm going to give myself, like, infinite HP, or, like, give my characters, like, max stats or whatever. You know, like, I really don't care about the gameplay at all for, like, Neptunia games. For Girls Frontline, I think the gameplay is still a little bit fun for me. So, like, I don't mind doing the gameplay portion. But I would say, though, that, like, if this was a single-player game, I think I would have cheated a long time ago. I 100% would have cheated a long, long time ago if this was a single-player game. The characters and story aspect for any game is honestly what keeps me coming back, really. I feel like gameplay, for me, this is why, like, I usually don't consider myself a gamer. I'm not a gamer. I like to read good stories. For me, the amount of games I played for the gameplay is very far in between. I like fighting games, and I don't think there's really like been many fighting games where like I played it for the story. I like BlazBlue. The BlazBlue story was amazing, but I still like obviously came back to the fighting game portion of it. And then like RTSs too, like StarCraft, and I played StarCraft for the gameplay as well. XCOM, I really did like the XCOM 1 and 2 game for the gameplay, but other than those like few games, every other game I've ever played, it's been story only. I've only ever really played for the story, so if the story is not good enough to like grab my attention, the gameplay better be amazing. If the gameplay isn't amazing for me, then why am I playing it? Why the hell am I playing this? This is actually why I'm often very critical of like MMOs, because like for me the biggest attraction about MMOs is to play with other people. So that's the part where like the gameplay matters to me, but like I care more about the community actually. If the community is not there for an MMO, I think it doesn't actually matter how good the story is, or how good people say the story is, how good the character design is, or anything like that. If there is no community, I'm not gonna play it. What's the point of being an MMO if the player base is like only as small as like 1 million players, or like maybe 500,000 players, you know? Like, what's the point? For me, I don't see the point, because like, and 1 million is like a drop. Like, here's the thing, you think about like 1 million players, right? How many of those players are casual players? How many of those players are players that won't go to a forum, won't go to a Discord? Like, that's how casual they are. They play the game to play the game, but they won't like go into the community. And for me, the community is the biggest part of it. I want fan art. I want fan art. I want like doujin artists. I want people to make fan fiction. I want people to have like RP or role-playing things in the forums or something, or even in game, like role-playing guilds or whatever. I want people to, I don't know, make shit in 3D printers, because that's a thing now, I guess. I still want a 3D printer. And that was really big in Ragnarok Online. I read so many webcomics, so many fan-made webcomics and fan art shit, and even fan fiction for Ragnarok Online. The community was there. So much like fan crafting theory for like stats and like, you know, how to build your characters and shit. That's what I'm there for. And the story wasn't that deep actually for Ragnarok Online, so if the story wasn't there, the gameplay better be fun, and the community better be fun. And the gameplay was kind of generic. The gameplay wasn't that, like, pervasive back then. Now, though, it's like the gameplay actually is kind of, like, charming. I don't think I've actually seen a modern game that plays the same way as Ragnarok Online somehow. So it's like, back then it may have been normal, but now it's a rarity. It's like, I would go back to play Ragnarok Online if the community was still there, but it's not, though. The amount of fan-made stuff for Ragnarok Online is no longer there anymore, so I can't go back to it, because it's essentially a dead genre. It's a dead game. So I can't go back there for that. Girls Frontline, yeah, Girls Frontline is definitely like it's got a decent amount of gameplay to it, and I'm cool with it. So I actually enjoyed it on a fair bit. Like, for me, whenever like I play as a character, I need to know the character's like MO. I need to know like why they're doing the things that they're doing. For example, like if I'm playing like an MMO, I'm playing me, right? So that's why I care about community. Like, if I'm playing an MMO, usually I don't care as much about the NPCs or something like that. But if I play like any single player content game, and gacha games are essentially single player content in a way. I need to know. I need to know like who it is I'm playing as and who the characters are. What's their motivation, right? Like, I know that the commander, I know that this is like gacha game like 101. I know gacha games are like very self-interested and shit, but like I still do care about like why the main character is there. I care about like the waifus and shit. Like, I care about the waifus beyond just the sexual part of it. I care about like why, the why. You know, it's like, why are they there? Why are we here? You know, it's like, what are we doing? Is this like a generic like save the world kind of plot line, or is it like a isekai power trip kind of thing? A lot of gacha games nowadays are kind of doing the isekai power trip thing. Like, it may not be like a truck kun isekai kind of thing, but it might be some similar along the lines though. Like, it may be isekai like to like the base part of it. So it's like the main character is super overpowered maybe, and everyone like dick sucks the main character or something or whatever. I care about the lore enough that like if the lore is not there, I'm just gonna stop. Like in my last couple of like gacha game streams I did, a couple of those games were isekai. They were 100% isekai, and like the isekai didn't do anything for me. It was super generic, and the lore was not there, so like I didn't stick with it obviously. So yeah. You feel like GFL dug themselves too deep into the rabbit hole of game mechanics? Oh, honestly, like I feel that GFL, that's why the spaghetti coding is so bad. Like, the only way to fix it is to make a brand new game. And obviously, like, that would just take too much manpower, right? Like, that's why they made Neuro Project, because, like, they want to, like, try and, like, get people to play Neuro Project. And that's why they're trying to work on GFL 2. But GFL 2 has been in the works for so long, though, that, like, I kind of don't care anymore. I was hyped for GFL 2 when they first announced it, but I feel like after like the year of hype, it's like, it'll come out when it comes out. It'll come out, or you know, whenever. So, yeah. The thing though is that like GFL 2 is at least a single player game, so like if the gacha's that terrible, I'll cheat for it. So I'm not too worried about GFL 2 being gacha, honestly. It's a single player game in that respect, so I may or may not cheat hardcore for that. It's like for the stream purposes, I may treat it like a Nuzlocke or something like that, but like last I checked, it's still predominantly a single player. Last I checked, it was like a strange hybrid of like being a single player game that you connect online to, but then like you don't have to connect online beyond like updates or something if you need it. At least that's how it was like in the demo when I first when okay, I didn't play the demo, but like when people were first trying it out. That basic unless they made some massive changes that like I'm not aware of. When people were playing the very first parts and like what Mika was talking about, it is predominantly a single player game. It's like Steam. Okay, like it's like how some Steam games are, where it's like there's a lot of updates for it, but it's technically single player, and like you only connect if you actually want the online updates or something. It's like if you never connect online, obviously you will be missing stuff. You'll miss some gacha, you will miss freebie updates or something like that, but you don't have to connect online or something. Oh, I think I just came up with a good with a good like comparison. It's like RTS games and it's like a fighting game. It's like RTS and a fighting game. It's like, think about it. For a fighting game, you don't have to connect online, right? You don't have to. But, like, if you don't connect online, you're not getting the patches. You're not getting patches. You're not getting, you know, like, the balance things. You want to also get, like, the free-to-download characters if there are, like, free updates or things like that. Same thing, too, for RTSs. It's like, It's like if I install StarCraft, if I install StarCraft 1 or even StarCraft 2, you know, it's like if I lose online connectivity, I could still play the game. I literally could still play the game. It's just that, like, again, no balance patches. No balance patches, no free online, no free online DLC, no free characters or anything like that, you know? Like, I could, if I plug in my disc of Street Fighter 4, for example, you know, hey, I get the base game, you know, I get to play it. And that's basically was what GFL 2 was in a sense, where it was like, you know, it's supposed to be like its own isolated thing. And then like you can pay for shit. Oh, I just came up with another comparison and I don't want to make it. It's like Idea Factory. It's like Idea Factory games. Yeah, it is. Yeah, okay. So yeah, when they initially did the first batch of the demos that people were playing, it's like Idea Factory, where like it's a single player RPG, but you like have you seen all the DLC shit that's like that you could download for Idea Factory games though? Beyond the costume shit, you can pay like over like $80 of like I don't know what to call them. It's like $80 of like the same shit that gacha games pull, where like it's to make the game easier. Like, okay, like in an MMO or in gacha game, you know, like if you want to be a pay-to-win character, you can, right? Like you could pay money for like experience or OP characters or more gachas or something like that. Idea Factory does the same thing. Idea Factory does the same thing for their single-player RPG games. You know, like, you could play, like, the brand new Neptunia game, or, like, Fairy Fencer, and you could pay, like, $30 worth of... I don't like calling them DLCs, because it's not really a DLC, but, like, it's, like, $30 to pay for something that's already on the game. You're paying $30 for, like, extra potions, and $30 for, like, more armor and shit. It's not a cosmetic. It's not, like, a cosmetic DLC. It's like a pay-to-win. It's essentially a pay-to-win unlocking DLC for a single-player RPG game. And, like, it doesn't do anything, technically. Like, it saves you real-life time, essentially. It's not giving you anything that you couldn't, like, already get in the game. But, like, you would just have to play the game legitimately, though, which may take a little bit of a grind. And Idea Factory games are grindy as fuck, which is why I cheat in them. That's why people pay. And that's a funny thing, too. Idea Factory surprisingly makes a lot of money from people who pay for that. People pay, like, up to, like, $50 worth of potions and level up experiences for, like, Hyperdimension Neptune. Even though it's a fucking not a cosmetic update. It's literally potions and shit. And from what I was seeing in the first batch of demos for Ghost Frontline 2, that's basically what they were doing. Ghost Frontline 2 was, again, essentially single player, and you didn't really have to connect online beyond, like, the very first, like, connectivity, like, DRM, like, the very first, like, DRM patch you had to download or something just to play the game. And then after that, then, like, you essentially never had to connect online ever again. And of course, they were definitely like day 1 patches. They were like day 1 patches, day 2 patches, but you technically didn't need to download them though. Like as soon as it was on your computer, you could just play it as it was. And then like, you know, like day 5, there were definitely like a lot of patches that like fixed like crashes and like game glitches. So like you probably wanted to download those, but again though, like if for whatever reason you couldn't download those patches, it was not the end of the world. You could still play the game. And people were using Cheat Engine. People were definitely using Cheat Engine when they were playing, you know, Ghost Frontline 2. So it was definitely cheatable. But again, though, it's been over a year and the game is still not out. So my hype is gone. I'm not gonna wait for the game to come out anymore. I feel like the time they could have spent making that game, they actually spent making Neuro Project, which actually kind of makes me salty. And I was disappointed in Neuro Project 2 because, like, I feel like Mika, they falsely advertised the whole, like, prequel thing. Because they used that word. They used that word prequel a couple times when they were talking about Neuro Project. And that kind of made me, excited for it. But then it's not a prequel, though. Neuro Project's not a prequel. It's like a sidequel. Neuro Project happens at the same time Girls Frontline happens. So, I was definitely disappointed at that. I'm also disappointed, too, knowing that, like, Neuro Project essentially doesn't matter to Girls Frontline's story. It's so isolated. It's like 100% isolated. Until I start seeing, like, Neuro Project characters in Girls Frontline, then, like, I don't care about Neuro Project. Because it's the commander. It's the commander in Neuro Project, but, like, because of timey-wimey, like, online neural shit, like, it's essentially happening, like, within, like, days or something like that. It's really weird if you try to, like, connect the, like, the lore or connectivity to Neuro Project, like, Girls Frontline or something. It's like, yo, Commander, I'm gonna stick you in, like, the Matrix, essentially, and you're going to, like, go on your own little adventure or something. It's like, the only good thing I could say about Neuro Project is that, like, the Commander is actually more of a character in Neuro Project than in Girls Frontline. Like, in Girls Frontline, it really is, like, the Lunacia story. The Commander is kind of just here to kind of just, like, be a self-insert, honestly. And it really is more along, like, hey, what's Team 4 doing? What's M4 doing, basically? That's basically what Girls Frontline storyline has become. Whereas, like, in Neuro Project, the Commander is, like, very important to the story. And the Commander is still a self-insert in Neuro Project. He's still a self-insert, but, like, he definitely has more lines, though. He has more spoken lines, and there's a lot more dick-sucking. I feel like there's a lot more dick-sucking in Neuro Project because, like, the girls are, like, way more, like, passionate about the Commander in that game. Or the Professor. Whatever they want to call you. Professor, Commander, or whatever. They're much more passionate about the player character than they are in Girls Frontline. Honestly, the Girls Frontline actually does not have a whole lot of dick-sucking in it compared to, like, other gadget games. Which I actually think is actually kind of a breath of fresh air. Because, like, every other gadget game I have ever played, especially recently, too, it's been a whole lot of dick-sucking. Because, again, the self-insert power trip, you know? Commander, Admiral, Doctor, Teacher, Sensei, or however you want to refer to the player character. It's all one big ego power trip. Because, again, self-insert. Like, my god, the amount of dick-sucking in Nikkei. Holy shit. And the thing is that, like, Nikkei at least is more, it's more, honest with the dick-sucking in that game. They know about the dick-sucking and, is the Blue Archive Sensei even that important? It doesn't feel like he exists. I feel like he definitely is one of those player character ones that exist, again, just to move the plotline along and just to be the self-insert power trip. It definitely feels that way to me. They make you feel important for, like, the first bit of the story. But, like, it's definitely more about the students, though. It's more about the students, and he's definitely there just to, like, kind of tie it all together. He's very passive. It definitely feels more passive for the Blue Archive Sensei. Funny enough, Nutaku games, actually. And maybe it's because it's the porno thing. I know, like, a lot of Nutaku games are technically DMM games, so I'll just say DMM then. But, like, a lot of DMM and Nutaku porno games, though, they actually do make the main character very important. And that's probably because of the sex aspect of it. I feel like if you need to, like, make it pornographic, you kind of need to make the self-insert more important, because, like, you kind of had to, like, give more of a reason for the player character to, like, be such an important figure in, like, in the waifus' lives and shit. Like, in Machikami, and in Miss Train Girls, I feel like the commander is like mega important. Especially when they do the whole like, again, power trip thing where like the commander can only do... The commander has like a special ability that only they have. So the girls are literally like tied to the hip to the main character. That makes the main character very important then. It's like nobody can do what the main character can do then, you know? Beyond like, you know, like what some of the other gacha games do, it's like the commander or the admiral or whatever, what do you want to say? They command, and that's what they do. That's all they do. They just command. I think when you add magic to the thing, that kind of gives you more like liberties, more freedom. I'm actually more partial to these games where like the commander or admiral, the player character, is not just a human. You know, it's like you got magic, you know, it's like you got magic, you got robots or whatever, you have like steampunk technology. It's like, oh yeah, the player character, he's got like a special magic that only he has. And like he uses it to like power up the girls or something. It's like, okay, I'm feeling it then. Now I'm feeling it. Now I actually feel like someone important now, you know? And now I'm kind of feeling it. Like in Magic Kami, the girls like literally cannot transform without the player character. It definitely helps too that the player character actually has like vocal lines as well, so that makes him seem more of a character. And then in Miss Train Girls, it's kind of like the same thing there too. In Miss Train Girls, the player character also has magic, so he is definitely more than just a walking penis for the player character to like self-insert as. He literally has to be there. He has to put himself in harm's way to progress the story. And then you have other games like, for example, like in Nikkei, where like the commander kind of seems like he doesn't really have to be there, but again, he has to be there obviously for the self-insert part. But the commander in Nikkei is human, and they literally tell you over and over again how fragile the commander is in Nikkei. They're like, oh yeah, we're all robots, and we're fighting against other robot alien things, and you're just a human, so you can die. Oh, but we'll be fine though, because we're robots, and we can like, we can like get new buys and shit. But you're gonna die though if like a stray bullet hits you. And then like I'm sitting here reading the story, and I'm like, yo, if he's so fragile, why don't you guys put him like a fucking Iron Man suit? in Nikkei, it is kind of funny how like they say that like the death rate for like commanders is like 65%. It's like 60 to like 70% death rate for the commanders. It's like, yo, shit, really? It's like, damn. It's like, I kind of feel like the central government should be doing something about this like high mortality rate for the commanders. My god. But then like they kind of justify it though by saying that like the propaganda is like really good though. So like they have no shortage of commanders though. Like for every like one commander that dies out in the field, they have like 5 more commanders to replace them. Like that's how good the propaganda is. So I was like, I guess so, but wow. I feel like 65 to 70% death rate is still abnormally high though. It's like maybe if they like bring it down to like maybe like 40%, maybe I could like justify it. But it's like it's just like they're just sending people. They're just sending like all these commanders like to the surface or to get slaughtered and shit. Girls Frontline, from what I know about the commanders, the Girls Frontline commanders, they have like a fucking tablet. They're either like back at home base, or they are away from the active combat, and they're not actually like shooting with their girls to like be more justifiable. To the way I see it, the way the game makes it feel is that the commanders, they're essentially playing like an RTS game. They're using like some kind of like tablet or like their smartphone to like kind of like tell the girls like where to go and shit, and then the girls themselves like fighting on their own. And then like unless you're like M4 or like you're like a very high class T-doll, most of the T-dolls are kind of like worthless for commanding purposes. Like they can't think for themselves, so they need like a human operator to like tell them what to do. Which is actually why I kind of like Neuroproject better than. In Neuroproject, the girls seem more they seem more like more smarter. in Neuro Project, the girls, they're not like tied to the hip to the doctor or like professor, the commander in Neuro Project. They're more of a solo act. It's like, yeah, we follow the commands of the commander, but like we still like our own person, and like we're not gonna like just fall over dead the moment the commander like doesn't do anything or something. Whereas like they do home in a lot in this game. They do say that like quite a few times that like, hey, the moment the commander's like not there anymore, a lot of the girls, they run around like headless chickens. They're all like, oh my god, there's no commander. There's no commander. We're dead. We're all gonna die. Ah! That was Singularity. That was literally Singularity and Continuum Tremors in a nutshell. Like, I still remember one cutscene in like Continuum Turbulence where it was like a SOP mod chapter or something. Like, since SOP mod is since SOP mod does have like a command module, since she is like supposed to be like a Persica thing, like when SOP mod found like a bunch of like abandoned T-dolls, because like their commander died or something, they were like, SOP mod, please take command, SOP mod. And SOP mod's like, I'm not really that good of a commander, but I guess I have no choice though. Like that was how inept, that was just literally just how bad these girls were. They needed somebody to take command, and they were willing to take SOP mod to do it, you know? And SOP mod's like, shit, I ain't no M4, but whatever, I guess I'm commander now. Like, SOP mod's supposed to be like the weakest of the Persica units or something. She's supposed to be like the weakest one or some shit. Hashtag not the smartest one. She's the dumbest one, but you know what? It's what the girls get, though. It's like in the worst case scenario, which actually, we haven't seen the worst case scenario, but I kind of wish we would get a worst case scenario. I would love a chapter where, like, we get, like, the entire, like, anti-rain team, where they each have to command their own squad or something. Because, like, the commander can't do it or something like that. We haven't seen that. We have not seen that, and I want to see that. So, like, I want to see M4 with her own squad. I want to see SOP mod with their own squad. I want to see Rose 65 with their own squad. I want to see Star 15 with their own squad. Like, I want, like, some kind of, like, really big battle scenario where like each girl has to like have their own like little like mini squad or something, because either the commander got kidnapped again, or like the commander's like incapacitated, so like they have to like do their own like judgment or something. I want to see that. I want to see that as a chapter, but we haven't gotten that though. I feel like we haven't gotten anything nearly as bad as Singularity. I think Singularity was the worst, and that's because the commander did get kidnapped. It's too late because they could just go Ogos. I mean, like, I don't think they can go Ogos anymore now. I feel like they've already jumped the shark with Dandelion, so I don't think they can. I don't think they can go Ogos anymore. I still consider Continuum Turbulence same as Singularity. I mean, it is. It is essentially Singularity. So I'm still counted together. So yeah, the commander got kidnapped in Singularity. It's the same event. It's literally the same event. It's just that they couldn't fit it. They couldn't fit it all into one thing. It'd be kind of crazy if they did fit it all into one thing, but like it would have been, we would have needed like 2 months then for that whole thing though. But yeah. It's the same event though. It's essentially the same event. But yeah, like I feel like they shouldn't go back to the Ogos thing, because like they already gave Ogos a character with Dandelion. So like it'd be kind of weird for them to like rehash that that little tidbit of like plotline device. If they were to reuse it again, they would need to do it in a different way, but I don't think they should go back to it though. Dandelion is basically second in commander. I don't know if any of the girls would listen to her. They'd be more willing to listen to M4 and shit, or even SOP mod compared to Dandelion. There's also a problem too with the fact that Dandelion is essentially like still like a base secret. So, like, I don't even know if most of the T-Dolls are even programmed to even recognize Dandelion as a commander. There was still, like, a really big problem in, like, in earlier chapters where, like, a lot of the T-Dolls that's, like, not anti-rain and not 404, they didn't even know of, like, Dandelion's existence. Yeah. Last I checked, Dandelion is still, even right now, like, as of this chapter, she's still a little bit of a hush-hush because, like, we're trying to hide her from Carter and shit. Like, Carter and, like, the, Carter, Javier, and, like, the government and shit, like, we're still trying to hide her because, like, we don't want them to know about her and crap. Like, she's on, like, on a straight, like, need-to-know basis. And, like, we're hiding her from, like, our own T-Dolls, too, because our own T-Dolls can get hacked and shit. So, yeah. Here's the thing. I'm all up for, like, making Dandelion more, available for, like, the T-Dolls to recognize. But, like, again, though, like, we are trying to preserve the Naitos from the government and from Javier, probably. Mostly. Like, the government would more than be willing to take our ringleaders from us if they could, you know? So, yeah. I think the biggest problem with Dandelion is the same problem with the ringleaders, in that, like, a lot of the T-Dolls have, like, fucking, like, robo-racism against each other. And, like, some of them are just as bad as, like, Star 15 and Sopmod had against their, like, robo-racism against SF units, you know? Not all of them, though. Not all of them. Some of them are friends. Or friendly, I should say. Some of them want to be friends with, like, the coalition units, you know? So I'm sure Dandelion could make friends with some of the girls. But there would definitely be, like, a really big divide between the girls, though. I mean, listen, like, with the whole Ouroboros thing, right? Like, Ouroboros and, like, Agent, like, some of the girls, like, K5, for example, like, K5 and, like, Q2B, they wanted to be friends. They wanted to be friends with the ringleaders. And some of the ringleaders are not that receptive to the idea either. Dandelion is very neutral about it. Dandelion doesn't seem like she wants to make any friends. But, like, I could definitely see that being a plot point, though, where, like, if she doesn't have M4 to hide behind, and if she doesn't have the commander to hide behind, maybe she could make friends with some T-Dolls or something. I feel like it would be a non-story T-Doll, though. Like, not Team 404, not Team Defy, not Anti-Rain. It'd just be some random T-Dolls, you know? It'd be like FN49 or some shit, you know? Like, maybe Dandelion, like, walks into, like, the fairy outpost or some shit, and she just makes friends with, like, fairies and whatever T-Dolls in that area. That'd be, like, a cute little side story or some shit, you know? I can see that being, like, a seasonal story. Like, maybe, like, making, like, a summertime story, or like, some shit like that. Maybe, like, an Easter story. It's like, look at this cute little story we made. It's, like, 4 episodes long, but, like, it's Dandelion making friends or something, you know? We've already had a few ringleader stories, so, like, maybe finally give some Dandelion, maybe give Dandelion some other stories too. Because right now, Dandelion only exists to be a Deus Ex Machina, for, like, the whole Lunacia story bit. As of right now, we have 2 major plot lines happening. We have the whole Lunacia thing happening, and it's connected to the Paradias storyline, because Paradias is Lunacia. Paradias is part of the Lunacia story. The Lunacia story was the Samus Ferris storyline at the start, and now is the Paradias storyline. And then the second storyline we have, which is not that major, is the 45 storyline. The 45 storyline is not that major, but, like, it's gonna be major probably eventually, though, just because, like, the whole Samus Ferris connection and shit. But that's the only, like, 2 major plot lines we got going on. And obviously the main plot line is Lunacia, so everything is all Lunacia shit. And Dandelion exists because of, like, the Lunacia storyline bit. And right now, Dandelion, she still feels too much of, like, an M4 XP to be her own character right now. Even right now, Dandelion, she's still sucking M4 dick. She's all like, oh, like, I exist as part of Lunacia. I am part of Lunacia. Or whatever like that. It's like, yeah, we gave her a name or whatever. You know, like, Dandelion, she has a name. Like, her own unique name. But I feel like Dandelion herself hasn't, like, taken that name, though. Like, if you were to call her Lunacia, Dandelion would answer back. She doesn't see herself as Dandelion. Whereas, like, M4 sees herself as M4. M4 does not want to see herself as Lunacia. She'll answer to it, though. She answers to Lunacia. But, like, the only people calling her that, though, is, like, Dandelion and, like, the Isamers. Like, those are the only people calling her that. But she'll answer to it, though. But she doesn't want to be. She never asked for it. You know, some Deus Ex. We got some Deus Ex, like, Adam Jensen shit here. You know, M4 never asked for this shit. But, you know, she's taking it, though. She's taking it as it is. Like, Dandelion would wish that she was in M4 shoes. Because Dandelion, like, she embraces, like, the Lunacia part. So, I'm waiting for Dandelion to, like, be her own person. Because, like, I want her to be her own person, you know? I want her to be all, like, you know, like, I am not Lunacia. I am Dandelion, or whatever. Or maybe she makes a whole new name for herself, you know? Maybe in the future, she'd be all like, oh, like, Dandelion was a name that, like, I was given. But, like, I didn't choose that name for myself, so my new name is Sarah, or some shit like that, you know? Like, I'm just waiting for that to happen, but until that happens, you know, then she is an extension of M4, as far as I'm concerned. She's a very sarcastic M4, I guess is what I'm saying. As much as, like, I don't like the whole tiff that she has with Star 15, for example, I don't like that. It does present some funny moments, at least. I just wish that Star 15 wasn't such a butthole all the time. I know that's supposed to be her character, but Star 15 has been doing this whole tsundere asshole thing, like, since, like, literally, like, chapter 0. So, I don't know. I'm kind of waiting for Star 15 to evolve past that point you know. Considering that, like, Sop Mod is still, like, murder puppy mode at this part of the story, though, I don't have high hopes of Star 15 evolving or anything like that. I want, like, a big character development arc for, like, Star 15 and Sop Mod. We haven't gotten it, though. And then, like, oh man, don't even get me started on, like, Row 6v5. Row 6v5... She was here to be, like, the second in command when M4 wasn't here. And now that M4 is here, Row 65 kind of, like, doesn't seem like she's that important anymore. She's, like, BFS with Sop Mod, and that's about it. She's not that important. Her Digimon story didn't help either. Her Digimon story was more, like, self-reflection. It was more isolated, so her Digimon story didn't make her more overall important to the story. Whereas the rest of Anti-Rain was integrated in the story plot. So, like, M4 and Star 15, like, their Digimons were integrated into Team Defy. And then Sop Mod's story was integrated into Continuum Turbulence. Row 65, though, was literally just her going in the machine whenever she had free time. And being all like, okay, I'm ready for a fucking Digimon now. Like Row 65 didn't have the same kind of, like, passion. She didn't have the same kind of, like, urgency to get a Digimon that the other girls had. And they even say it, too, in her Digimon story. Like, they were like, oh, Row 65, you can get a Digimon whenever you want. And then Row 65, she held off on it. You know, she was like, oh, I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready, or whatever. The other girls didn't get the same luxury. They were all like, yo, we got a Digimon, like, right now, because we gonna die. We gonna die if we don't Digimon. M4 and Star 15, they got, like, a really, like, dirty Digimon from Team Defy. And then, like, Sop Mod had to, like, wait until she got back to Persica to get her Digimon. She had to, like, go through a hell and high water through Continuum Turbulence to get her Digimon. So Sop Mod's a trooper there. Father knows her true intentions very well. but it is also in accordance with father's wishes. Now is the chance to communicate with that side, and Pandora, or the people behind her, have shown sufficient sincerity. Her backers have paid an adequate price to speak with father. Yes, I understand. You've done enough. You may return after this. Yes. Nemron pauses, then her tone suddenly becomes much more casual. Olga, do you think Moradel will come back? I'm sorry, Big Sister Nemron, but I cannot fathom Big Sister Moradel's thoughts. Her mission was definitely a failure, but I do not know how you and how father perceive it. I like smart people, but I don't dislike fools. However, fools who pretend to be smart disgust me. Which of these do you think Moradel is, Olga? I'm sorry, Big Sister Nemron. Go ahead, speak your mind. Don't be scared. I dare not comment on my elder sister's intelligence, but I can be certain that Big Sister Nemron is one of a kind. Elder sisters Moradel and Bramid devote their efforts to gaining father's attention. She's not wrong about that! Boy, is she not wrong! The amount of dick sucking I got, the amount of dick sucking I felt from Moradel and Bramid is off the chain in the previous event. So much dick sucking. And I thought the other Naitos were pretty bad, but Moradel is like on a whole another level though. Meanwhile, you are a father's capable helper. Humans can easily replace pets, but there is no substitute for one's arm. His arms. Now that's an interesting metaphor. However, you're wrong, Olga. When humans lose their arms, they can replace them with prosthetic limbs. Such things no longer restrict them. The transmission ends. Oh, cool. We got an M16 chapter. I gotta check something here. Because that little episode reminded me of something. I gotta check something here. Yeah, okay, yeah. So, like, when you first get the White Naito, it is the default one. It is the default one. And then if I were to make her the adjutant... Did we get the... We didn't get it. Oh, we didn't get it. There's a new fucking Perska skin on the Chinese server. It'll be like the first like non-Kalina skin we get, because we got a shit ton of Kalina skins. Oh, she doesn't get along with the Black Naito though. She doesn't get along with her. She has a very human-like speech. She doesn't sound like a robot. Yeah, she doesn't sound like a robot. Yeah, she does not sound like a robot. You don't think the white and black ones ever got along? Not that we've seen. Yeah, not that we've seen in story. There was always like a division. There was always like a division between the two. I'm pretty sure it's because of the hierarchy. It's because of the hierarchy and probably because of William. Like, William enforces the Naito hierarchy. So, like, if you're higher up, then everybody is, like, against each other. Like, nobody is ever friends with each other. Yeah, so the Black Naito, she has much more of like a neutral, like robotic speech. She sounds kind of like Rei from like Neon Genesis Evangelion. Like she sounds like she has no emotions. The White Naito sounds like she has a lot more flair to her. Yeah, like she sounds like she wants to die. She definitely sounds very emo. Also, I just realized too, the Black and White Naito, they're still wearing their like their fucking rags from when they were Naitos. Like, Commander, give them some clothes, please. The ringleaders, at least I could say the ringleaders have clothes, and now they're getting costumes. So like, in lore, that's basically the commander like buying them new clothes, I guess. But we definitely need costumes for the Naitos, because the Naitos are basically wearing rags right now. Even like the fucking regular Samus Ferris have like actual clothing. I totally forgot I got you. I 100% you were I never even bothered to even level you up. I forgot you were a thing. We're getting like a lot of skins for the ringleaders now. Heck, we even got like the fucking Christmas skins. So like that's a thing now. I definitely want Naito skins now. I'm surprised that we even got like goddamn holiday skins for the stupid ass like regular SF units. A high tier Samus holiday unit equipped with a gingerbread shield and candy cane. As its appearance suggests, it's very sugary. It's mostly used to defend the very important kitchen or to intercept Dreamer, who slips in to steal candy while using Destroyer as a diversion. That's funny. That's funny. They even gave a fucking description to it too. That's hilarious. Destroyer, dashing reindeer, is a specialized model developed for combat in snow, ensuring that Destroyer can maintain high speed and accuracy even in the cold. This model also features enhanced firepower and explosive strength. At Destroyer's own forceful insistence, the appearance is based on a reindeer, and her ammo is packaged as Christmas hanging ornaments, so that she can deliver sweet death to her enemies. And then we got Halloween. We got some Halloween shit here. That's funny. I can't believe they even gave us Corpse Bride. Game? Hello? I hear the music. I hear the fucking music. Chapter is locked. Oh. Oh. So I can technically interact with it, but I'm stuck here. Yep, I am stuck. Chapter is locked. Okay, I'm... Aha! Aha! I got it. Aha! Mika, fix your game! What the hell, Mika? Fix your game. Fix your game. So everything was still clickable. Everything was 100% still clickable. Oh, you're kidding me. Alright, so... I guess I need to restart. I guess I need to restart. Oh! Oh no! Oh no. Oh no. Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go. Okay, that fixed it. That fixed it. Maybe I have to like go into a stage first. Go into a stage. It was working fine. The game was working fine before. Wow, 17,000 attack power. Woo! Look at those high numbers. All right, is the game fixed? Is it fixed? Is it fixed? Hey, I fixed. I don't know what I did. I don't know what I do. I don't know what I did, but I fixed it. Unity Day on the Soviet-German border. Oh yeah, the rockets too. The Javier fired all the not Javier. Carter. Carter fired all those rockets and shit. Yeah, now I remember. And then like right before they fired it, I believe Carter was all like for the motherland or something. For the motherland. For the motherland. And then this is the point too where like the Griffin base is being raided. We're being raided by Carter's men. This is air traffic control of the Western Group forces. You are about to enter a military no-fly zone. Please alter your course immediately and identify yourself, or the Soviet Air Force will be authorized to shoot down your aircraft. Beak. Man! I was so excited for like Beak's character introduction when she was first made, and she literally did nothing. The bitch was only like introduced as a fucking motorcycle for M16 to ride on. It's like, why do I exist? So that way M16 has a fucking bitch to order around. Air traffic control, please open encrypted channel number 13. The radio operator has been notified. Connecting through the encrypted channel. Security message received. Identify verified black box. There are currently dozens of aircrafts waiting directions. We are unable to give you permission to land. Please increase your altitude. I freaking hate this code name. Apologies, but we need to land right now. This is very instant. But this is SATSEC A tier command code. We have to land immediately. This is... Alright, we will allocate a flight line for you right away. No need for that, just give us permission to land. We have a more direct way of coming down. A more direct way? Haha, we can just jump off once you reach a certain altitude. Hold on, that's the command set. I know, that's exactly why I'm... Her voice is soon garbled and drawn up by the howling wind. An intense argument is currently taking place in the command center, which is still oblivious to what just transpired. It can be heard even through the thick and heavy door. You must depart immediately from Moscow. This is an order from our superior. You defied a direct order without a valid reason. Do you want to be dragged in front of a military tribunal? Dozens of takeoff requests just came in simultaneously for unstated mission objectives. This deviates from the Central Authority's customary guideline. A demand that you put an inquiry to Moscow. You're going over your head of your direct superior to make a report. This is treason. The military adheres to a strict chain of command. There is only one thing to do when a superior issues order, and that's to obey. It isn't just a simple border that we're guarding. We are the first line of defense against Europe. I must report this to Moscow even at the risk of a dishonorable discharge. 2 MIGs are already on the way. We must hurry. But what about the border? Are you planning to ignore the request for support? Lieutenant Colonel, we must execute an order immediately. If we execute the wrong order, an Air Force won't be the only thing we lose. Instead of arguing ceaselessly here, we should report this as soon as possible. We are a part of our country's regular army. If we have to question our superior over any order that we find dubious, we'll end up calling Moscow about everything. Going over our superior's head is also to go and make trouble for Central Authority. That's enough! The sound of a large impact comes from above the command center, and all the military officers immediately draw their sidearms. The next instant, the door of the command center is opened by a security guard. This makes no sense. but it does show that whoever is here possesses adequate clearance. What an intense argument. 2 dolls walk in through the door. Guess they're utterly unexpected. We are the black boxes sent here by StateSec. Who's in charge here? A man steps forward. StateSec? You're Chief Zelensky's associates? Beak. Beak rolls her eyes and flashes her ID to the man. Apologies. Please state the purpose of your visit. The officers exchange look of confusion. They grudgingly stow away the weapons they'd drawn by reflex and return to their own seats. That was quite the warm welcome we received, but I hope everyone here has calmed down. Chief Zelensky isn't one to make unnecessary moves. That's precisely why I'm here. A doll can convey a superior's command accurately. Does the Central Authority not trust us anymore? They sent me here to ensure your loyalty, or should I say, to instill some loyalty in you. StateSec reports directly to the Central Authority. Your loyalty is obviously unimpeachable. But the same cannot be said about this base. We are loyal to the country. Should I reiterate the mandate of the military? Your loyalties can only lie with the central government. Lieutenant Colonel, we should not have to declare a loyalty to a mere doll. She has the StateSec papers on her. Right now, she speaks with StateSec's authority, Lieutenant Colonel. How are you planning to instill loyalty in us? The corner of M16 lips curl up faintly. I'm going to set up a special hotline. Won't that be bypassing the military district jurisdiction? StateSec may be under the Central Authority, but we do not answer to StateSec. You asked how I would instill some loyalty in you, and I gave you the answer. But at the end of the day, it is on you to prove your loyalty. Unlike you humans, a doll like me has no such qualms. This is why StateSec has sent me. We have received over 20 operations directives at the same time. There's no way for us to tell which are genuine. Then the special hotline is the only genuine thing we could trust. M16 holds the silent Lieutenant Colonel's gaze. This base is hardly the only one that's been thrown into utter disarray, I'm sure. However, StateSec only sent me to this particular one. I understand. We will call the special hotline and obey all commands from the Central Authority. Then that concludes the first task on my agenda. Now for my second task, which marks the true beginning of my actual operation. I need to carry out a secret mission on behalf of StateSec, and that requires some support. Understood. I will make the arrangements immediately. M16 nods to the Lieutenant Colonel and turns to leave the command center. Operation Ania's Conference Room. Identity verified. Please input your login password. Password accepted. Connected. You have successfully logged into the Operations Ania's Conference Room. Wow, this meeting's venue is super fancy. Oh god, I'm still not used to seeing Team 404 and Anti-Rain in the same room together. I'm still not used to this. Well, of course, the commander had this built just for us. I funded half of it. This server is no simple thing. Its security and stability are both guaranteed. You can connect to the conference room even from places with strong signal interference. You know what? I should keep one eye closed to emulate 45 here. I should just keep it closed for the entire time. I'm not going to though, but I can. I can if I want to. Most importantly, logged in dolls will be able to maintain clear communication. The drawback is that it runs on my cash, so if I go down, it'll go down with me. Is anyone going to reimburse me for all this effort? Commander will make sure you're paid accordingly. Now that everyone is logged in, let's all register and test out the server. Alrighty! I like the little beep noise. Task Force ANIS registration complete for Squad Umbrella and Squad Unicorn. Online users, 4 out of 12. So Unicorn is your code name. A mythical creature, huh? Not bad. 12 slots. It'll be quite the party this time. 12 slots. That reminds me of like my old like Counter-Strike days back in high school. I remember playing with like, I think the maximum back then was like 16. Like 16 people on the server used to be the maximum. And then I think if you play with bots, I think you could go up to like 24. You go to like 24 on the server, but like you had to play with bots though. But I think 16 was the most for like just human people, human characters. Indeed, this operation is going to be quite challenging. Which is why the commander had this conference room built on such short notice and asked us to run multiple tests. Having experienced so many tragedies caused by comms breakdowns, the commander must have learned their lesson. Once bitten, twice shy. Hello everyone on Task Force Ines. I am your commander. Hello, Commander Dandelion! Please upload your neurodata back up to this link. You may sound like the commander, but we can still see your face. Whoops, my mistake. Why is it you again? Where's 15? I want to see her. Let me see 15. Dandelion! Give me the command tablet back! I gave Star 15 a deep voice there for some reason. Don't mind her, she's just messing around. The commander is currently away on some business. Let's check our comms. That's good to hear. 15! I'm still struggling to understand why I'm being left behind for this operation. Someone needs to protect Dandelion and the commander. One of us has to stay behind. But we're extremely short-handed. A handful of dolls are no match for Paradia's strengths. 416 and G11 are also here with the commander, while they're only so fear of you. G11's Neurocloud suffered a lot of damage in the last operation. Deer is giving her remote maintenance. 416 is staying behind to stabilize her Neurocloud with Deer's help. So technically, neither of them have the capacity to protect Commander at the moment. I'm just a bit concerned. Just take care of the Commander. They have a lot to do apart from worrying about things on our end. That goes without saying. Don't worry, 15. Our mission objective isn't to eliminate enemies. This is meant to be a covert operation. We will avoid engaging Paradius in battle as much as possible and make our objective the priority. This is why we're keeping our party small. Big numbers won't be an advantage for our infiltration. All members of this group are picked because their skill sets match the mission requirement. The point is to meet the requirements while keeping the group as small as possible. Fine, nothing I say would change anything. Stay safe and make sure you come back. Ah, they did that. There was like a little bit of an eye, little bit of a little bit of an eye thing. Like yeah, like I see in there. Yeah. After some awkward words of encouragement, Star 15 hangs up. Like an angry face Sopmod. You certainly will. It's rare to see 15 being so sentimental. A new figure appears in the conference room. Huh? What is this place? Squad Ferrum signing in. SF is here. Register over here to confirm your codename and test your connection. Jaeger registration complete. Task Force Anus registration complete for Squad Ferrum. Online users, 6 out of 12. Wow! Why is SF saying someone so undependable? Where's Agent? Or even Alchemist? Hey! Even Sopmod wants Alchemist, because we all know that Alchemist is the OP one. And it's nice to know that even Sopmod knows that even Agent is supposed to be the leader too. Because Agent is like de facto leader of the SF right now. Technically, Eliza's not leader of the SF anymore. So it's actually Agent. Agent's kind of like the leader. Hey, Miss Knight, look at this mutt badmouthing you to your face. Ah, Architect, it's great to have you back. Great to see you back, girl. How did she get back her legs? I remember Sopmod taking her legs off. I'm going to assume that like Jaeger must have been nearby then. Shut your trap. Now allow me to relay the commander's instructions. Right, perk your ears up and listen up. Even though this is mainly a covert operation, the commander has decided to deploy some mobile heavy ordnances just in case. This way, even if we end up in direct confrontation with Paradias, we were having enough firepower on our side. Which is why I'm here. And since nobody wants to be on the same team as this idiot, I will be directing her fire to make sure her shots actually hit our enemies. I will be providing you with some heavy ordnance myself. You didn't have to bring that up. Architect sounds super unreliable. Bro, maybe we should swap 15 back in. Hey, are you trying to start a fight? The lively conference room dissolves into chaos. In a certain safe house in Berlin, in an inconspicuous building, Beak is assembling a new motorbike. Of course! Of course, that's all Beak is good for. Beak is good for just to be a fucking taxi for M16. I hate it. Why is Beak even here? Like, Beak was only made just so that way, like, they could draw a new SF waifu. And by the time Beak was made, SF wasn't even a thing anymore. Like, Beak was made after SF was, like, decommissioned. Meanwhile, the other doll in the room is an encrypted call. Well done. What the fuck? What even the fuck is going on here? So last time we saw M16, she was hanging out with Eliza, and then she hung out with the commander for a bit, and now she's talking to Javier? What the hell is going on here? Have you intercepted those plans? You don't seem too worried about your old boss. Then you must have been in touch with the commander. Don't you fret. The Griffin base may be lost, but Kyogre and the others are still alive. If all goes well, you will soon get to meet them in Berlin. Save the small talk. Give him the mission brief. The worst case scenario has been averted, and we will have you to thank for that. But the real mission is only to begin. Surely a doll as brilliant as you needs no reminder from me. You wouldn't have sent me if all you needed was an errand girl. It is an M4A1 in that body, but you knew that from the start, didn't you? I kindly decline to comment on this. Wily old fox. Let's return to the subject, M16. We now have the situation under control within the country. Everyone would declare their position soon enough. Ha, funny thing, position. Things are far more complex than you think. Those old crots aren't the only ones we're up against. Which reminds me, I gather you're aware of the situation concerning Paradias. An organization of such scale cannot be completely concealed. They must have received some kind of official sanction. Both the frequent local riots and the fireworks incidents were just a prelude. When the first leaf drifts off the branch, fall won't be far behind. Your true objective is to find out exactly fall is coming. No one can stop fall from coming. But if the weather forecast is accurate, we can all prepare the appropriate clothing to weather the cold. The problem started in Moscow, but the solution must be in Berlin. Figure out the timing. Alright. I will share all the intelligence I have with you. By the way, here's a little clue. The mole among us has exposed herself. She may be able to give you some help. It's a woman named Nemron. She has already departed from Moscow and is en route to Berlin. Follow her. You may learn something unexpected. Huh, well that's interesting. So like they already know that Nemron is the mole. But of course she don't know that we know. So we gotta like use this to our advantage. Yeah, she doesn't know that we know. Huh. Stateside HQ, Germany. Jay angrily slams a pile of Dogma's desk. There's a lot of desk slamming. That's like the third desk slam so far. This is the 18th already, Schwaben. Are we going to let these bastards continue swanning around us like they own the place? Calm down, Kevin. Can't you say anything other than calm down? More of our colleagues have died in the line of duty over the past month than the last 5 years. And we know who's behind it. Mind your words, Jay. Don't make such casual accusations without evidence. Kay calmly gathers the mess of documents before him and takes a deep breath. While adding tactical dolls to our ranks was a wise decision, it just can't make up for the lack of numbers. Stop being so reckless. Right now, the most important thing to do is our job. But still, isn't that recording enough? We went through so much to get that evidence. Even if it were real, it could become fake. And once it's proven to be fake, we'll all be doomed. You know there are thousands of ways that sort of thing could be falsified. After being rebuked by Kay, Jay clenches his fist and sits himself back down in his chair, somewhat deflated. He looks at the files covering the table and rubs his temples, which are aching from stress. What have you been doing lately? Tell me what you can talk about. I've been providing service for the sake of our future missions. Huh? Is there something wrong with your head? Kevin, how long do you think she can stay? At the rate which we've been changing our leadership, a year, maybe 2? You don't know anything about how to manage your superiors at all, do you? Come on, ever since that incident, the state-side already limited authority has been further reduced. We're no different from cops now. Do we even need to manage leadership at that caliber? Should I say you're lacking in brains as well as brawn? She might end up being the longest serving leader we've ever had since we went from State Security Service to the Ministry for State Security. I can stake our future on that at least. Did she dose you with some Kool-Aid or something? We weren't subject to any disciplinary measures at the fireworks incident on Unity Day. Which means, it's not like it was any of our business. You're too clueless. The State Psi is an intelligence apparatus. Ever since that incident, which the State Psi intel work, which set the State Psi intel work regarding Moscow back for 20 years, we've been changing leaders every time something happened over there. But you forget, the State Psi was doing much better 20 years ago. Think, man, think. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. I will just quietly acknowledge it. Quietly acknowledge it. Going by precedence, we ought to have been punished again after the fireworks went off on Unity Day. But that woman has been here for long, and nobody here has handled a similar case before this. Even if everyone in the agency has different views, we've still got eyes on each other, right? There's no way anyone could be carrying out a mission we don't know about. Think about it. This is where she showed her true worth. It proves that the higher-ups knew about the fireworks incident, and that she managed to obtain the intel, while nobody in the state side knew about it. And while we had a period of jolly cooperation with the commander and even managed to obtain info at that level, we haven't gotten any follow-up assignments since. In other words, it wasn't the commander who contacted her through us. She was the one who used us to work together with the commander. To be precise, she didn't just communicate with the brass, but also with the peons. I have no excuses for what happened to that plant. I'm not blaming you for that. To sketch a mountain, one must stand on the plains. And to sketch the plains, one must stand on the mountain. She's an ambitious woman. I think I understand your analysis, but what does that have to do with us? So what should we do next? After clearing his throat, Kay retrieves a 20-inch travel case from under his desk. Right now, I have a mission for you. Like you said, we can't keep losing colleagues. Otherwise, we won't need this office anymore. As you also pointed out, we can't tackle the matter from the source. Isn't it something that we can handle? That isn't something we can handle. But we can attack you from the surface. You should be good at this. What does that mean? All we need to do is not lose any more of our people. Allow me to introduce you to your new colleagues. Jay watches as Kay retrieves a file from her folder. He takes it from K and quickly scans through it. Dolls again? And 4 at once? They're more efficient than human beings. And, as long as nothing major happens, you won't have to worry about more people dying. What about Mona? Hasn't she been repaired already? There's something else in store for her. Something different for me. Aww. Jay misses Mona. They were only together for 1 mission. Or technically 2 missions. They were together for like 2 missions. And he already wants to oath her. Mona and Jay's the OTP. She showed just how reliable she was, you know? Jay opens his mouth. He looks like he wants to retort. But he can't find the words to say. In the end, he just lowers his head and continues studying the data of the 4 dolls. Yo, Jay is basically becoming like a sub-commander. Inside Rami's office. How's the cleanup work going? Oh, cool. New waifu. Ah, she's got like a hair over eye thing that Rami has too. And I love chicks with hair over eyes. I don't know, that just gets me. We sped things up after the fireworks. The situation in Moscow right now is dire. Just about every single foreigner in the embassy is under surveillance. And even the delivery boys have at least 40 cameras installed in their homes. I haven't received any official requests for agent reparation yet. At the very least, things over there haven't affected things here. And compared to our embedded personnel, their own internal troubles take priority. So be careful when you work. We have no grounds to intervene in their internal affairs. The nation's stance is exactly as it appears. Meh, doesn't matter. Besides, we're all illegals. So even if we get captured, you're trade for us, right, boss? You sound like you're looking forward to 3 square meals a day in Moscow prison. The thing is that too many of my colleagues' covers have been blown, so things are really hard for me. If you can't do it, then tag out. Still, the expat bonus pool is fixed. Do you still need assistance? Is it a matter of bonuses? No, it's a question of ideals. Boss, I have a dream. Only people with dreams can ask for overseas assignments. It's true, you gotta believe me. Heh. In any case, all I can tell is that those inhuman toys have already been pulled out of Moscow. Can you restore their data? That'll be difficult. The system's operational efficiencies are like heaven and earth compared to the obsolete hunks and junk they have in the agency. Frankly speaking, I'd advise that the technical branch bring in more civilian pros or expert. Did you find the border crossing info of those weapons? Now this is the strange part. Those weapons went through the channels of rebel troops. Let's just call them rebel troops for now. How should I say this? They didn't go through the channels of administrative construction. Organize the data. Be as detailed as possible. At a cafe in Moscow. Miss, your coffee. And this is the adapter plug you wanted. Ah, thank you so much. The waiter looks at the long table that could seat 8, which is now covered with all manner of receipts. The only one seated there is a petite-looking girl. Pardon me, but what are these? I'm filling out invoices. I can't believe I still need primitive receipts to claim expenses in 2064. They still printing out receipts back in the future? Damn. Do you need help? No, this pile of stuff concerns my performance evaluation for the rest of the year. Huh. Poor girl. It's probably because I'm an emulator, but I always have problems trying to like scroll this thing. I'm sure it would be easier if I'm sure it would be easier if I was on like a phone or something. Three out of 8, 0 out of 8, 0 out of 12, 0 out of 14. More Nimron shit. On the German border, the MCV loaded full of Griffin dolls drives slowly towards the sunset that is about to melt in the horizon. Hey! Okay, so this is obviously like way after. This is like super after like the whole like raid base thing. So I guess I assume they got the server out or something. Because they were trying to like move the servers and shit. And then like they had like one last stand they were about to do with the girls. Like anyone that was like able to fight was doing like the last stand thing. And anyone that was too injured was moving the server. So that means they're not showing me. They're not showing me the last fight then. But I guess it must be fine if they're moving. Also, I think I remember Hellion breaking her leg in the last event. Like, I think like a beam fell on her. I think she broke her leg or something. But maybe she's fine now. I'm not sure. There's no CG here, so maybe her leg is still broken. I mean, like, it just happened. So, like, any broken part she has is probably still broken then. How are the dolls? Repair work is progressing steadily, but we'll have to wait for the IOP supplies to arrive before we can place their bodies. The doll's morale is stabilized, more or less. I'm really not suited to this sort of thing compared to Kalina. You done your best. Have things on Kalina's end been taken care of? Yeah, she's been successfully transferred and her vital signs are stable. Good. Now all we have to do is wait. I wonder if things are going well on the commander's side. The MCC awkwardly breaks in its forward motion. What's the matter? I'll go check. Ingram, come with me. With Ingram escorting her, Hellion exits the MCV. Several men in border guard uniforms are blocking their path. We are inspectors from the German Bundesstaat. Please show your identification. Hello, these are our entry documents. Hellion hands her permits as Zelensky prepared for them to the inspectors. The inspectors take turns reading them. Every now and then, one of them steps aside to speak into his communicator for a confirmation. Hellion can tell from the change in her facial expression that something unusual is happening, but she doesn't dare to act rashly. I'm sorry, but your entry permits are invalid. What do you mean? Miss Hellion, Mr. Kyriger, we have just been informed that you are wanted for endangering national security. You are under arrest. Please refrain from pointless resistance. Get your hands off her! Wait. More border guards stream out of the checkpoint. They raise their guns and point them at Hellion. Hellion restrains Ingram beside her. You have my cooperation, but Mr. Kyger is injured, and he needs immediate medical attention. We will arrange for it naturally. Ingram, inform everyone that the repair schedule will proceed as planned. Don't panic and wait for us to return. Miss Hellion, they look crooked to me. Are you really going to leave with them? We have no choice. With a sigh, Hellion stares down the countless empty black gun muzzles pointed at her and raises her arm. Yo, that shit is sus. Shit is sus right now. In the safe house in Berlin. This isn't what was planned. You sound like a kid who received a workbook for Christmas. The commander shakes her head and sighs at the communicator. After all that's happened, even something like this isn't enough to alarm the commander. I'll think of a way to deal with this. The Earl should have a solution. Probably for the best. I don't want to manage an MCV full of dolls for you. How's the progress on the doll repairs? Huh? Are you rushing me? I came to your base for a vacation. I didn't mean to be protected. Now I'm stuck wandering around with you, and you have the gall to rush me. That's not what I meant. Yeah, okay, so, like, at this point in the game, like, Neuro Project is finished, technically. So, I bet the commander, assuming he has his memories, is wishing he was dealing with Persicaria. Because Persicaria was a huge dick sucker. But I really need backup right now. The commander falls silent. I need to be able to dispatch a forward expeditionary team. But this will be a private operation undertaken without the Earth's permission. That's strange. So you won't go rescue Angie if you don't get support, money, or manpower. No, I will. Then isn't it settled? Just do what you want. Why are you putting so much thought into it? I drink a cup of coffee when I wake up in the morning, but that doesn't mean I need to spend the day working. You need to go with your gut and your instincts, whether you're a soldier or a scientist. Man, like, after looking at Persicaria, it's like I got used to actually seeing her not with bags under her eyes now. I gotta get used to this Persica. It feels kind of weird to hear you lecture me about this. You're just overthinking things. I haven't seen Angie keep a cat yet, so letting her die just like this would be a bit of a shame. How about this? I'll send an intellectually inclined doll with my new invention to help you out. Don't expect anything else, though, since I've used all my combat-grade parts on them. Honestly, she's been gone for so long, but she's still finding ways to cause me problems. Thanks. Right, is that conference room any good? I didn't have the chance to test it out. Hang on, I'll send you the feedback data. On the outskirts of Berlin, near Bonsdorf. Hey, I remember this. This is like the suicidal city. Or suicidal village? The grass is whipped wildly by the wind, and the ground is strewn with dried out rotten corpses. Olga carefully directs the Naitos in search with a look of mild disgust on her face. Sister Olga, we cleared up the garbage and spilled out. The bodies all had different degrees of damage, and the usable blood clots we could extract were very limited. Log all the samples you can harvest. Have you still not found 1087 spies yet? No, we haven't. We've examined the blood samples from this region, but there are no corpses that match our data. Considering how bad the damage is, can it still be recovered for use? How is the instrument probe going? Big Sister Olga, the production lines here are all inoperable, although we managed to recover samples of 10-876 blood from some of the devices. That's enough. Her only value now is in that. While this experimental batch was a failure, we managed to recover a partial success. Yes. An elongated shadow extends out from the direction of the light. Olga looks up and sees a towering figure. The cold wind ruffles her cloak and her hair, and though her back is to the light, the gun she is holding is both eye-catching and an eyesore. Facial recognition scan in progress. Decrypting. Inform Big Sister Nemron immediately. We've sighted the Griffin T-Doll, M16A1. Bam! M16 grabs Olga's head with her bare hands and slams it into the ground. M16, your reputation precedes you. Are you the M16 of the AR team, or the M16A1 of Samus Ferris Industries? I'm the M16 who's going to kill you. With a bland smile, Nemron disables her defense module. In the next moment, there is no further need for conversation. A symphony of explosions and gunshots fills the air. The most skilled hunter is seeking the most delicious prey. Damn, bro. But enough talk, have at thee. You got zombies. I see Nemron. Okay, so she really does have robo legs. I guess it's like a Naito thing, because I noticed that like practically all the Naitos have robo legs. I feel like I don't think I've seen a single Naito that had like human legs. Alright, so obviously I want these helipads. That seems to make sense to me. What? Why are you running? Why are you running? Get back here, you. Don't you run from me. Okay, I don't see what's stopping me from just beeline into her. I'm not gonna be able to make it to her though. I'm gonna take this helipad just for the extra movement points because I may or may not need it. I have ammo, but like I don't think ammo's gonna be an issue here. Nice. I get to play with M16. Man, I haven't played with M16 ever since I stopped doing 0-2 runs. Man, back in the day when 0-2 was considered good for experience. Actually, to be fair, it's still considered good, to be fair. Okay, there was some lag. Got you! Haha, so close, M16, but not quite. EMI? I hope we get to meet again. I always offer a warm welcome to brave warriors like you. Damn it. At the moment when M16 was immobilized, Nemron disappears among the soldiers brought up from the rear. There's no trace of her. That's it, huh? Alright. Now this makes no sense. This honestly actually makes no sense. Like, lore-wise, I shouldn't be getting any T-Doll drops from this. I really shouldn't. Alright, cool. What's my quest for today? Battles, rescue a total of 5 T-Dolls in any stage, resource recoveries, enhancements, coalition drills, use 2 for echelons in battle, launch 1 for that. That'll just happen naturally, honestly. This is kind of annoying because I already have Alchemist, so like I don't need to sim for this. It's like, again, I totally thought that the reindeer, destroyer was gonna last longer. That's my bad. I'm gonna have to wait. I'm gonna have to wait to get her. Gather likes during the event. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. We gotta like give people likes and shit, right? That's a thing. Alright. Alright, cool. Anyway, unfortunately, too bad that like I started the stream late. Because I am gonna actually have to cut off the stream here. I do have work. I got like work later today. So I'm gonna go get myself some dinner. And I will see you all Friday, where hopefully I stream at a more reasonable time. So thanks for hanging out for the Tuesday stream, even though it was a bit late, guys. And